It's out April 6th, 2025. Showtime. Hmm.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. Well, how are you?
I'm good.
Good to see you. Saw you Friday at the Freedman's.
Oh, yeah.
How's things going in your neck of the woods?
No, it's just cold and rainy.
Yeah, it's been terrible what's been happening. The weather for our country. It just stayed in one place and came back. Tornadoes,
Yeah,
flood.
yeah,
Pray for the families. It was a national, a national disaster.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's sweeping all the way across the country. So,
Well, I'm from, Nebraska, and we had when I grew up, that was Tornado Alley, but
mm-hmm,
they're saying that it's moved a little further east.
mm-hmm, yeah, yeah. We get them a lot here in Ohio too, but here lately they've been touching down a lot more than they used to.
That's not good.
Not at all.
So, what have you discovered? Uh, oh, there was some good information that was shared on WikiTree at the meeting, Freeman's,
Yeah,
the Freeman's meeting.
yeah,
So people are getting more involved in it.
that's great. I'm happy to hear that. Yep. Come one, come all.
Especially when uh, the with the information that you can get for getting connected to that enormous tree.
Yeah.
I mean, access to that.
Yeah, that's my favorite part is the connections. And the more people we get added to the global tree, the more connections we're going to find for ourselves. So,
And it seems like most of these platforms they're competing. They're competing. That most of the platforms.
yeah, yeah, I'd say, like with Ancestry and the ones that are charging, they are competing. Family Search isn't really competing with anybody. They're just doing what they can to get more information added to their databases because they don't charge, and neither does WikiTree. Um, but yeah, Ancestry, 23andMe, and MyHeritage, and all of those are trying to compete in the same market.
And with less 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 people, less customers. You know, this is almost a luxury to be able to be on these platforms now. No,
And just about, yeah, because they're costing so much. You're absolutely right. I mean, that's why, we recommend Family Search if you don't subscribe to Ancestry. We recommend Family Search for your citations, any documents and things of that nature. Plus, Family Search has, the Freedmen's Bureau records and a lot of other records. So,
well, they're all tied in. They're tied in ancestry and family search. They're all like cousins or
yeah, they
brother.
work together. Those two work together pretty good.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, they have the same database.
Um, it- yes and no. Family Search still actually has more um, records than Ancestry. But
Exactly.
like Ancestry has the other component, which is the DNA. Family Search does not do that.
Right.
So that's the added plus for Ancestry is adding that DNA component and the ability to compare the trees that they have with your DNA results.
Right. And Family Search has a lot of records that are not even indexed.
That's correct. Yeah.
Hmm.
Their indexing is done on a volunteer basis. So,
Yeah, I know. I
as
used
those
to.
volunteers get through them,
Hmm.
uh-huh.
Yeah, I used to index for Family Search.
Yeah, I have volunteered for them as well. I pop in there every now and then. Like when the 1950 census came out, I volunteered to double check um, the indexing that was done mechanically.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
too.
Hmm.
Hello, Grace.
Okay. How's everyone doing today?
We're doing fine. Thank you for that information. Sharing that about Family Search. And we have Tanisha, correct?
Yes, hi, Mr. Jerry and everyone on the line. Haven't courage of seeing you in months, but I'm happy to be back in the Zoom room. Um, yes, happy to see you.
Good to have you.
Yeah, it's been since I think I want to say August, September of last year, probably. I was a girl that was crying when I had to, end up having to go and dig that information back up that I did 7 years ago. I want to say eight since my brother when he passed away, and that was his last gift that he gave to us to get that done. And then ended up going online and did what you told me to do to get back into there. I had to call the main company and stuff like that to get back into the email to get in there. But I did do the Pro Tools thing, and then I forgot since I lost contact with some people that you had that was connected with you. I lost contact with all that. So I'm just happy to be back again. By Lady Radio, Clarice um, mentioned you in a room, and then Reggie Romaine had mentioned you in a room, and I was just like, wait a minute, I heard this name before, and there's been other like geology groups that I've been coming across. I'm like, no, I felt comfortable with this one person. I don't want to deal with nobody else unless it was you. And they kept saying your name, and I was like, mm-mm. And I had an argument with them. I was like, no, the person I talked to told me this, and kind of find out who was you after all of the facts, and kind of find out, Reggie, you were cousins. So it was just a small little world how I got connected back with you because I wasn't dealing with nobody who was you.
You know, that,
Happy to be back. I shade to you guys. I know I did come over one time, and it was like a lot of women. You guys was talking about a lot of like numbers, something with the such things like a lot of codes and stuff. I was like, okay, I must not be there yet, so I'm just gonna listen in. And I learned a lot, so I'm just still gonna listen in, and then I'll find out where I need to go, moving forward. I say.
oh, thanks for that testimony. And the this research, it runs deep. It runs deep in our souls, our spirit, and that DNA when it's revealed, it has it reveals the truth, and the truth can't be hidden. And your brother, he speaks through the DNA. So this is the harvest. I want to give him a tribute for recommending it, and you actually acting on it. You actually acted on his recommendation.
I say.
So as we Grace, Grace, could you share and tell us a little bit about yourself? Where you're at, who are some of the individuals you're researching, and um, what what who have you found lately, and what is your purpose for conducting this genealogy for your family, and who is a genealogist of your family, Grace?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Okay. My brother and I, we're the historians in the family. I've been researching since I would say about 2010. But my brother's been researching like for 30 years. And we're searching my paternal side of the family, which is the Miller side. Our Miller side comes from Spartanburg, South Carolina. And my great grandfather, Amos Miller, is my brick wall. I've researched his wife, and she also has a Miller name as well. So I've been wondering why my great grandfather took the Miller surname. I found him in 1842 being sold at 9 years old. And he and three other boys were being sold. So it's no family. So now I'm trying to find his parents. So I'm researching his enslaver and his um, former enslaver. Well, actually, he was sold in an estate sale because the husband had died. But the wife was suing the uh, the husband's family estate, the mother. And in that, she stated that her husband did not get any thing from his father estate when the father died, and the slaves that her husband got, three of them came from her, and one he purchased. So I'm trying to figure out which one was the one he purchased, because it could have been my great grandfather that he purchased and not the one that came with her. But her her father died when she was 4 years old. Yet still, she got 1/5 of the land and the estate of her father in 1826, but she was only 4 years old. So you know, who had those slaves in between that time? Probably the mother. But the mother got married again, and his name was Miller. So it's possible that the reason why my great grandfather took the name Miller, because he came from the Millers.
Your goal is to verify that.
Yeah. My goal is to find out who his mother is and father. Now, um, his previous owner was Mary Moore Snoddy. Well, Mary Moore's father was Michael Moore. Michael Moore was married to Sophia Dillard Love. So when Michael Moore died, he had 5 slaves, and those five slaves went to Sophia Dillard Love, his wife. So
where
it,
where do you, excuse me, where do you live?
I live in New Jersey.
And had you being the genealogist, do you one of the genealogists of your family, do you get a lot of questions, or do you have support from your family?
No, because they don't know anything either. They don't know anything. All the older ones are deceased, so we can't ask anybody because they're all gone.
Well, I have DNA relatives up in the on the East Coast also. And
And I don't have any DNA matches to Miller's.
you don't have any DNA matches?
To Miller's,
Oh, okay.
other than the descendants of my great grandfather.
Well, I have another question for you. I'll wait until we do intros. No, as a matter of fact, while I had you here, uh, what what was the process of conducting indexing on Family Search? How did you get involved in that?
Well, on Family Search, you can go in there. It says indexing that where you can volunteer. So I clicked on that and I just started volunteering because maybe I could hopefully find some records that I was looking for. So that's why I volunteered. And that was like 10 years ago. I've been indexing since like 10 years ago.
What is
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
what is indexing process?
Indexing is like transcribing. You are putting information in so people can see it on Family Search. So you can see the actual record on Family Search is what you're doing. You're transcribing it so you can go and find it in Family Search.
And the records, the source of the records are from different sources.
You got different sources.
Well, thanks for that information.
Yeah, Family Search it's a whole lot you can find in Family Search. And now that with AI, Family Search has this full search text experiment with AI that you can put in on um, you can put in a name and um, it'll bring up records for those names that have not been transcribed yet into the records. You can go in Family Search and click on, say, conveyance records, but you would have to browse through them one by one because they're not indexed yet. But with Family Search full text search, you can just put in a name and it'll come up. And everything that's in the Freeman Bureau that's on Family Search, you can now find through full text search on Family Search.
Okay. Well, thank you for that information. Uh, there's a reason for asking that question is, and it is this: Family Search now is even more valuable than it's been in these prohibitive costs for joining these different platforms. And the information that Family Search has is more accessible and different. It's going to be used by different individuals, different agencies, and it's good to be knowledgeable on the problem.
Your voice keeps going in and out. Is it going out for anyone else, or is it just me?
Well, let me get closer. Is that
Okay.
better?
Way
Yeah.
better.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So, I see that. Okay. Well, let's go and I want a brief introduction. Denise, Tanisha, and Clarice. Tell us about who you are, where you live, and what are some of your research goals, and what have you learned recently, from your research. Denise first.
Hi, everybody. My name is Denise Jarrett. I currently live in Pickerington, Ohio. That's a southeast suburb of Columbus, Ohio. Um, I was born and raised in Cleveland, but my ancestors, my parents, were both from the South. My father was born and raised in Arkansas, and my mother was born and raised in Alabama. My father lost his father when he was about 5 years old. So after seeing Roots back in the day, he watched Roots, and he got the notion of finding his father's people because he didn't grow up knowing the family on his father's side. And that was back in the 1980s, mid 1980s. So every time he came home with news of people he found, um, he would share that with us. And then I just started keeping records of it, keeping track of all the people that he was finding, where they were from, and how they were related to us, and that sort of thing. And so that's what got me into the genealogy business, so to speak. Um, I've been doing that since 1988, but it was truly just a hobby and something I was doing part-time. Once I got married and had children, I got back into it because I wanted my children to understand um, who their family was, especially on their father's side, because my husband didn't know much about his ancestors. So I started tracing his genealogy as well. Um, and now that I'm retired, I was in the insurance industry on the technical side in IT, and I retired in 2020, right in the midst of the pandemic. And I had a lot of free time on my hands, so I started picking up and doing full time my genealogical research. That's also about the same time that I found WikiTree. I was going through YouTube and I found a Roots Tech conference, and I heard them talking about WikiTree, so I decided to check it out. And I ended up becoming a member on WikiTree, which is free always and forever. That's their mission, is to always be free. And after about 6 months of adding my family to WikiTree, I was asked to be a project leader for the U.S. Black Heritage Project. And so that's part of my responsibility on WikiTree as well, is to try to encourage as many African Americans as possible to join and add their families and see how you connect. WikiTree is a global tree. So it's not just yours, it's yours, mine, and ours all together. We collaborate, we help each other find who they're looking for if we can. We've got tons of resources. Currently, WikiTree has over 1 million members, and a good number of them are actual genealogists. They're all over the world. So if you're having difficulty in finding family or finding out information about a specific location, there's people on WikiTree that can assist you with that. And it doesn't cost you anything. And they're happy to do it. Unfortunately, at least I say it's unfortunate, that there's not a lot of Black folks involved in adding their families to WikiTree. And I'd like to see that change because there are more of us connected than we think. So, and the connection part is one of my favorite pieces. So if there's time later on, I'll be happy to share some of that connection activity on WikiTree with you.
Thank you. Does anybody have for Denise? Okay, Tanisha, could you tell us about yourself briefly, please?
Hi, everyone, again. I'm from Marine City, California, and the reason why I want to find out
Where,
my
where,
history.
where is that located at?
Excuse me, can't
Where's
hear
that
you.
located? Where's that located?
Marine City, California, Sausalito, California, Bay Area, I should say.
Okay,
Probably exit from San Francisco.
okay.
Yeah. small, very, very small town. This is where they put us at. Into this little small town when my grandparents came here at ages 15 from Sylacauga, Alabama. And she didn't, and she still hasn't told us our history. She won't tell us any projects in the school. If her children have to do, her 9 children, grandchildren, which is one of our grandchildren, she don't care. We're going to get an F on that. She'll cuss the teacher out, whoever. It's none of your business. She won't tell me, nobody. You know, she ain't telling her. She won't tell.
So,
So I couldn't bring African art
it,
into the
it,
homes.
excuse me, Tanisha. So obviously, she won't take a test then.
She has a little dementia now. I might have to just do it a different way. She wouldn't know what she's spitting into at this time. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about just go ahead and just get that done in the next 2 months at the least. I'm trying to do it done sooner. I got to get that done because she's living, and that's on my mom's side. My brother had got me the ancestry since DNA testing before he passed away about 7 years ago. Now it's from my dad's side of family. He did it. Got my dad a test, his wife a test, which I was upset. Like they should have for our grandmother, but now she's deceased on my dad's side. My grandmother is deceased. So I do have her brothers. I was going to get one of the brothers and see if they can do it for my dad's side. But I do have my dad's information. My brother got his mom's information, but that's not my mom. So I'm just stuck just having mine on my side of the family. As far as my mom's side, digging with that. But as far as my grandpa's side, I did just contact my uncle that's in Alabama, Birmingham. He has some barbecue sauces going on out there. And so I reached out to him about some sauce, but now I want to reach out to him about getting some essential DNA test to get, my grandpa info, since I just reached back in you on that. So my brain going there. Just talking lady at radio and, Miss LeClaire having kind of going there. She was like, "Won't you try to do?" Yeah, I'm going to do that. That's in the making. But I'm stripped away, and it's just to the point like I'm hungry, I'm thirsty for. I mean, all kind of classes to know about who we are, our heritage, where we come from. One of my ancestors, just all kind of things. It seems just like Black people that's valuable that we haven't learned about in history. And so, I mean, homeschooling my son at the time, I want them to know. I have a 22-year-old. I want them to know who we are, period, so we can empower us all over again. And also, I need to know myself. I did try back when I was with you in that group, and I found out we did come from, I think, a part of Ghana, a part of Africa. And I did have a conversation with my father, and I was like, "Stop saying this about Africa, because that's where we are from. Your side DNA says we have Africa in our system. So stop saying that about Africa." So I went off about him. So he's still not talking to me to this day. Little stuff like that. I feel I'm just the one that's gonna make the change, break the cycles and things going. So I'm probably the only one that's gonna be researching this. I have my brother that was doing it. He got me involved. Also, there is a oil line that's passed down to my dad now in Texas that went back to the state. I have some family that's in Texas that says she has that information, and that's on my dad's side. His father passed away when he was young, about I think he was like 10 or 12 or something. So he doesn't have a recollection and is still left in his name because he's a son. So he don't care about finding it out. And it bothers me that y'all not caring, and I feel like it's always on me. So that's why I had cried when you had me go back in the phone, you had me go dig up that ancestry DNA test information that I never threw that box away because I was like, "Oh, this is a present to my brother left." Didn't understand that serial number on there was very important. Why I kept that box. Thank God I did. But you had me go research, and these numbers that's in the chat. That's what I was refraining to when I first came in and spoke. I started seeing those things. I got confused, and then I think you had to put some people in breakout rooms, and I didn't know what was going on. And then I just lost contact with the group that had me getting involved with, saying, giving the links to come to you. I never got links from you directly. So that's where I was at with it. And that's why I'm hungry to find out. And do I need to do whatever's necessary to complete the mission? And I'll be able to help others. Like you said, I'll be the one you're going to make me proficient to help others. So I'm just happy to be involved with you guys and hearing the stories. I'm taking notes. I want to make sure I wrote down the first one. Was it Family Search that the first one was talking about? I got Wiki Tree written down and a few others and some steps that you guys are telling me the first things to do. I'm just taking notes on what everybody's speaking about right about now. Ashe.
Thank you. And members are putting information in the chat. That's I do want to respond to some of your comments. Did you say there has been some mineral rights that have been passed that your family have
Yes.
from in Texas?
Yes. And they gave it back to the state or something. I guess we could still claim it. And I think they built like a railroad, something's on top, something's going on, and they're starting to deal with it now or something, whatever it was. But my auntie, which is on my dad's side, great greats on there, she's still alive, and she contacted me and said she has all the information, and I just need to get with her and figure out what she's talking about. I just really don't know what to do.
Well, on that, I too have ancestors were who had land that had uh, oil on it, and they had with the oil they had mineral rights, royalties, and we still have it in the family. So if you have somebody who actually knows about uh, your family history, it's very important to at least contact them and talk to them. If your aunt knows, there's a couple of steps that you can find out where you're at also. And they have once you find out the county that they lived in, you can contact the county's assessors, and then you can contact assessor's office, and they'll give you information on the property. And then you can also contact the the railroad association, and they keep up with some of the records, deeds, and records with the different oil wells that are in different locations, and who owns them, and like you said, who didn't pay uh, their their taxes and who did, and who has royalties and who doesn't have royalties. So I am familiar with that process. So
Okay, I got all that written down. First the county, and find out where the county is at. Um, assessor's office. They get information on the property and contact the railroad association, and they give you who owns the land, the oil, the land, all things like that. So
yeah,
I
yeah,
get that written down too, and I'll contact you once I get the information from her and try to conduct a three-way, or we can talk or something, figure it out where to go from there.
but you want to find out the current situation. You know,
First, yeah, before I bring it to you.
you want to find out the current situation, and and then help each other from there.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Yeah, and if I can add, because our family has the same situation where we have property in Louisiana that has oil leases and things of that nature. And it's what we call heir property, which means that it passes down from generation to generation as long as the property taxes are paid. Um, so, yeah, Jerry is absolutely right that you need to figure out your current situation, but
Okay,
also if you can find any documentation. So when you go to the assessor's office, and also see if you can find like a will or
okay,
probate records or property ownership records, that will help as well in furthering who owns it, who still owns it, who has a stake in it.
okay.
And
I'll try to get all that information from her.
one other,
And
one other thing, Tanisha.
uh-huh.
Thank you, Denise. The
Thank you,
one
Debbie.
thing that our families, our ancestors, they always told us, even if you lost the property, do not sell your mineral rights. See, there's property and there's mineral rights. And
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
so so those are some of the questions that you want to ask. The current status of the mineral rights. And that's that's is what's usually transferred through wills and your your ancestors, they passed those down, your mineral rights, and they passed the property. But one thing for sure, they passed those mineral rights, and they tell you, the generation, do not sell the mineral rights. If situation gets, you have some hard times, you can sell the land, but never sell your mineral rights unless you really have to.
Got you. I'll find out we got that too. I'll find out what's going on.
Now, where in Texas is your family from,
Houston,
Tanisha?
Houston, Houston, Texas, Houston.
Okay. None further south than Houston?
So far I know my grandmother side with her family, my dad's family's from was in they're all in Houston right about now. The whole family down there. And then
Okay.
my uncle, my grandmother's brother's side, he's down in Texas too. It's a different part of Texas, but he owns a lot of land on there. It's given to the brothers, and he just had a lot of acres. He's got a whole bunch of stuff on. We just trying to he just out in the boonies. We're trying to tell
Mm-hmm.
him to do a community out there and just rebuild up it, see what he's talking about. But I haven't talked to him in a while. He's been gone from the family for like 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just asking because I've got Adams in my family as well out of
So, hey,
Texas.
it might be one of us. There's
Yeah.
a lot of Adams down
But
there. That's our family from Adams. The whole Adams family is in Houston, Texas. But I don't know what
yeah.
part. So many of us from down there. We went to Seattle, Washington, had a family reunion. It was so many of us that connected together when we had a family reunion before. Back
Yeah.
in Texas, so I think San Antonio, there's different places of Texas. They're
Yeah.
all in Texas, and they was linked
Yeah,
up.
they are. They're all spread out there,
It's a
and
whole bunch
there's
of
also
us.
Adams descendants in Caddo Parish, Louisiana,
Hmm.
who migrated into Texas. So a lot of them are in East Texas, like
And that's my
Bosco.
granny's from Louisiana because she has Creole in her, the Creole
Uh-huh.
side. My girl
Uh-huh.
Voreen, she's from
And what was her name?
Voreen Dykes. That's what her married name is. But before she was a Bowman because her dad
Okay.
was a Bowman. But she was a tailor. Her mother was Scytha Taylor. I know that.
Uh-huh.
Um, because I know a family over here. And that's another thing I was going to reach out to. I have some family members that relate to her mother. She's the only child. She's the only
Mm-hmm.
girl, but her father had a bunch of boys. She's the only girl and had like I think 9 boys, and she was the only sister out of all of them. My
Mm-hmm.
uncle was famous, Ronnie Newt Sr. He passed away. The whole Empire story was his. His son is now Jay Valentine. He's a professional singer with out there with Tank and stuff and Babyface.
Mm-hmm.
So he did the whole study trying to say Michael Jackson had raped his kids, and then he ended up passing away. There's a lot of stuff that happened. Michael was passed away a couple of years ago, so it's a lot
Mm-hmm.
of family roots in here that family jewels that's passed down, but no one's not doing research. I'm the only one that's connecting stuff, trying to get her gumbo in store, just trying to just do everything that she was trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Think that she's left. I'm the only one that's doing this by myself, connecting all dots.
Yeah. Well, don't feel alone because you got us here to support you as well.
That's right. And that's why I said I don't want to go no group with this one. That's why I was arguing with Lady already. Like, no, I only know Jerry. I talked to Jerry after that's the only group I'm comfortable with. I know so nobody else can come to this. I'm so happy to be back. And I
Mm-hmm.
remember all y'all family voices in here. Everybody was in here so helpful. Like y'all just very supportive. It's a home. You don't want to leave. I'm glad you guys are here.
Well, thanks for your testimony. And Clarice, could you tell us about yourself and where you're at, where you live, and some of your what you found in your research? Thanks for joining us today.
Yes, Jerry. I would like to say my age because gives them in there. I'm 74. I'm native Californian. There's not a whole lot of native Californians, but born and raised in California. I presently live in Sacramento. I was born in Martinez, and then I think at 2 we moved to Fresno, and I left Fresno when I was like 12, I believe, and I've been living in the Bay Area since. Well, actually, I moved to Menlo Park, Redwood City, that area. And then I moved to Sacramento. I've been going to Sacramento off and on all my life because I had family there. When we left Fresno, one of the sisters moved to Sacramento, then one of the sisters moved to Palo Alto. And so, but now I've since in 2000, I think, a little bit before, I actually moved to Sacramento to live. As far as my family name on my mother's side is Newton. We're pretty well researched on the Newtons. they didn't go through DNA, but some of the younger ones have. But we do have a lot of history from moving from Louisiana, Arkansas. So we got a little trail, got some family stories. But it's my father's side, which is Collins, that I didn't know about. And I I joined this group that did from the Mormons. Every summer they did a little seminar and I would join, and that's how I got started in DNA. And I just sort of played around myself and found out some things. And then I dropped it for a while. And then through Reggie, I got back hooked up with you, Jerry, with this group. And so then got back into it again. I've actually had an account. I've got the Pro Tools. And through you, Jerry, you connected me to someone through my father's family. It was through one of his sisters or brothers or something, through the grandmother who had married. Yeah, so my father's mother on a second marriage, first marriage, is through them. But I'm trying to get more connected through people on my father's side. And I did, well, we did, Jerry, as we went through, one of my cousins, first cousins, found out he was in Vietnam and he died there. And so that was information that I got. And now I've got a few more information, but I haven't been able to do the research right now because I'm trying to get things together with my health wise and some things I'm straightening up. So my research is pretty much on hold, but I still come on because I take notes of the wiki links and all the find the grave and all that information. So I've got all that information. So as soon as I get things settled down, then I'll be able to go back into it, get my computer set up, my laptop set up. But right now I'm just getting a few other things straightened. And I too am basically, in my side, I'm the only one that's interested in doing this. So it's kind of left up to me to get involved, to connect my brothers and trying to get somebody younger to get involved and get interested in it so they can continue and take on for me, and so that's pretty much where I am right now. I enjoy listening to other people's how they've connected. And so I just take down notes, get all this information because I know when I do go back to my research, I'll have a wealth of information and how to, get connected. And so I'm looking forward to that. And that's pretty much where my search is right now.
Thank you. Well, as you see, we all have a story, and the common denominator is DNA. With DNA, we can reconstruct our families, and that's my main purpose is to right where you are, share the information right where you are, and bring you in those who want to join in, and help each other because it helps me, it helps you, and your stories are, they make it all worthwhile. So as we continue, uh, does anybody have any questions for anyone who you've heard their story? Is there anything that got your attention that you feel that you want to ask or help them with? This is the time.
Jerry, I just want to add for Grace, I know she mentioned the Miller surname. And what I did is I pasted a list from the 1850 slave schedule. These are the slave owners that were in Spartanburg, South Carolina, 1850 census with the surname of Miller. I don't know if you've looked at those already or if you had already seen those, but perhaps you can find some leads in that information.
I have a question to anyone in the group. I just want to know how would I read this if I was to see these? How you had came with the Miller list if I was to see this again? So what was the 61903 mean? the ratio, the HR, like how would I know what that means if I was to see it? Am I ignoring that or just looking for the name?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. That what you see is a name, and behind that name is a link in Family Search. That's a link to the actual file in Family Search
Got
to that
it.
1850 census. So where it
Got
says
it.
ARK colon, and then it's got a series of numbers and letters behind it.
You said to click on those.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Got
just the
you.
link. Uh-huh.
That's how I was seeing it and like months ago, and it kept posting. I'm like, what are these things? I was like, I'm not there yet. So now I know. So when you click
Mm-hmm.
on those, it'll take you to. You can go research who that person is and whatever. You can see if that has something to do with that person has something to do with your family or whatever case may be. You just keep on searching
Mm-hmm.
in these lists. Okay, I've done that before. Got you. Asha.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Tanisha,
Clarice, I'm going to come back with I'm going to have a question, not a question yet, but I will. My son's family has some property in Mississippi. Supposedly, it was supposed to be stayed in the family, passed down. His father has passed. We found out that they had built a church in Mississippi and had one of the sisters on it and some other people on it. Uh, the issue is, we actually had a copy of supposedly the deed or something regarding this property, which I'm going to have to pull it up again and try to get some. I'm trying to let him do it, but one of the brothers supposedly sold the property and wasn't supposed to sell it, but and distributed money to his kids and whatever. Then we heard some story that one of the older brothers said, well, they went back and had to get that property back. He wasn't supposed to sell it. So I'm not quite sure what's going on about that, but I am going to assist my son in pursuing that because his father passed during the pandemic, and the mother, he was on his fifth wife, believe it or not. They had no children, but she has not given the kids anything from their father. All this stuff is hush, hush, hush. They've been to Africa. They've done a lot of stuff. So I'm just telling my son that don't trip off of that. You know, what you're going to get, you'll get. If it's yours, we'll pursue it. But I want to go back and gather some information, and then I'll probably come back with some question as to what the rights is. There's two brothers left and a couple of sisters. Now, the oldest brother claims they're investigating that, looking into that. So I never just pushed it because I feel like my focus is on me and trying to get myself together. But I do want to help my son with that to at least get some answers. Forget all this secret stuff. No, hush, hush. No, don't tell nobody. What do you mean, don't tell anybody? It's out. So he has a right to know either that however it was set up is either was revocable, irrevocable. If something was crossed, then we need to find out. Couldn't find out the brother that sold the land. He also died a couple of years ago,
That's
and it's like,
I can tell you this here. I don't be talking. I was going nowhere. I'll be in my room. Keep it real general. So I do not go to first, but there's a man who I'm interested in, who does, and he's very mature.
Right.
I can say his name, you know what he's talking about. But I feel like the negotiator should be because he up there talking about you need to go. No, honey. You need to
Right.
marry me.
Michelle,
And I will
I
Michelle,
don't,
move
I
them.
don't know who that
excuse me,
is.
But I'm
excuse
not.
me.
I don't
Hey,
want to
hey,
go.
Michelle, Michelle,
Oh yeah, I'm
You
sorry.
might have to mute her
yeah,
mic.
well, Michelle, you're gonna have to mute yourself.
I just
Okay,
did. I'm sorry.
yeah, okay, go ahead.
Okay, but anyway, to make a long story short, I want to go gather paperwork that I can see, and then I'll come back with some questions to find out because I think he needs to know either he no longer has any property rights, is supposed to stay in the family. What happens? Get the one document I have, and get whatever we can have because I'm not for this secret stuff because why everything is in secret, they're doing things that they're not supposed to do. And it seems like death is catching those folks that are doing some. My son's father also passed, but
Well, I want to
still,
share this with
whatever.
you,
Uh,
Clarice.
yes.
I just want to share this with you. You know, again, we can obtain a lot of information from right where we are, and I just want to let you know that
Uh-huh.
because it's public
Okay.
records, it's public
Right.
records, and the more that you have, and the records that you have, it helps you when you do talk to your relatives. You
Gotcha.
see?
Gotcha. Yes,
And
absolutely.
that's what I've done. I've found information, and as the good Lord says, ask, seek, and knock. So those are action items, and
Okay,
and
absolutely.
everything that we're doing here, we're taking action. We're not procrastinating,
Absolutely.
and uh, we're doing it immediately. We're not
Okay.
procrastinating, and so that's what uh, the people that you ask who has the records, they are so nice when you ask them. And if
Mm-hmm.
they don't have the answer, they'll get you to another location person. And then that person will talk to you. And then you tell them what your story is. You got to humble yourself, tell them what your story is. And then they'll start
Uh-huh.
sharing information with you. And
Right.
then you start looking up, wow. Then you can say, where did it go? Who did they sell it to? How much did they sell it for? And and was it inherited, or was it through probate? All that information is public, but you have to seek, you have to ask, and then what happens? You turn around, and with the information that you have learned, you can teach others.
Exactly. Thank you for that. Because they to my son's like, oh, don't tell nobody, don't tell nobody. Wait, minimum, you done lost all your rights, you done lost all your property, and don't tell nobody. No, it's time to stop that. Don't tell nobody. You're absolutely right, and that's what I am going to do with him. To first go get those records, go to the counties, get whatever record is there, and then say, okay, if y'all want to keep it a secret from these other people, but while you keeping secrets, folks is dying and losing out on everything. So forget all the secrets now. The DNA say no more secrets. Thank
Amen.
you, Jerry, for that.
Okay, Michelle, how are you? How are you, Michelle? She's from one of my homegirls from Nebraska. Could you tell us about yourself? And thanks for joining our meeting. And who you're researching, and where you live, and uh, have you found anybody new in your research? Michelle Grant. Can you hear me, Michelle? Okay. So what we'll do is, Denise, at this time, you have a presentation that you want to share with us?
Oh, do I? Oh.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Let me
It's
share my.
it's one of the agenda items. We want to talk about find a grade, JED match. Oh, by the way, uh, Tanisha, have you heard of the term JED match?
No, I have not. Jet match, you said?
Yes.
I'll write it down. It's spelled JET and just match.
Yeah. GED
GED. Jet match.
M
Okay.
A MATCH. JED match. That's a tool that we use to connect with each other. It's another platform. Very important tool that we use.
Okay, so I need to just download that app. It's kind of like a Zoom or a WhatsApp or something. So just download that app and it's a different group you'll add me into or something like that.
Yeah, it's a platform,
Okay, I'll
and
download it.
uh, yes, and when I'll give you some more information on that as we continue the meeting. But I'm another. What about you, Grace? I'm sure you're familiar with it, aren't you, Grace? Are you familiar with JED match, Grace? Okay.
I'm sorry, did you say something?
Yes. Are you familiar with the JED match platform?
Uh-huh. I'm in Jet Match.
I
Okay.
am as well.
Who said who was that? Michelle, did you say that?
Yes, 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 I did.
So if you, I mean, you have your kit numbers. Could you please add them to the chat if you have time?
Okay. Do you have a project in JetMatch?
Yes, yes, we do have one. This genealogy research group, we have one in JetMatch, a research project.
Okay, I
Okay,
just put mine in the chat.
okay. Michelle, could you introduce yourself to everyone and let us know you know, who you are, where you live, and who are some of the surnames that you're researching, please?
My name is Michelle. Um, Grant is my married last name. My maiden name is Harrington. I am from Omaha, Nebraska. And the surnames that I am researching is Harrington, Green, Roddy. Um, that's on my maternal side. My paternal side is Hayden, Red, and Young. And they're from Mississippi and Alabama and Arkansas.
How did you learn about our genealogy group?
The lady who I'm assisting look for her bio family. I think I found your information on Ancestry.
Who was she?
And I,
Do you remember? I know you're doing a lot of research.
yeah, her name is Cosetta. But then after doing, looking into it, I don't think you and her, y'all didn't match on Ancestry nor on Jet match. But I think it was a name in one of the in your tree or something, as far as how I came across to to you.
Yes, and you're one of my homegirls. You're from Nebraska, and you know my family. I'm Omaha, Nebraska, correct?
Yes, sir.
So that's good. And these are some of the fruits. My beloved members. This is some of the fruits of us coming together. Different. You'll meet different people. You'll have a lot of aha moments. Wow, I didn't know that. And and we're building friendships. So thanks, Michelle. Uh, we have we have my DNA brother Eddie Henderson. He's here. He just joined in, and he has a meeting. Uh, 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 we have shared meetings. His is on the second and fourth Sundays of each month. As Eddie Henderson has the same time, and he has these genealogy research groups. So if you're not able to, join in on mine, Eddie, would you please leave your link for yours? But here's Eddie Henderson. He's very helpful in the technical aspects of it, and he manages a lot of kits. And he's my good brother, Eddie Henderson. Could you give us a brief intro?
Well, hello, group. Sorry I'm late. I had to do some cooking and stuff. I always cook on Sunday. But yeah, like Jerry said, my name's Eddie Henderson, and I met Jerry through the surname Moss. I was researching my mother's side, and her name is Moss, McIntosh, and Moore. On my paternal side is Henderson, Gray, and Ivory. And I'm presently living in Kansas City, Missouri. I'm originally from California, East Palo Alto, California. And so I started researching because my dad passed away and I didn't know anything on my paternal father's side. And I've been researching for now almost 20 years. and still haven't really connected over, but I have connected with a lot of other people on Ancestry, GetMatch, and several other sites. At the present time, I am constantly researching it to connect all my family members together, which is a major project. Thank you.
Hey, thanks, champ.
Mhm.
So, does anyone, again, from what we've said, has anything? Do you have any kind of questions? Is there anything that you've heard that you want to get a little bit more clarity to? This is the time. Ask any questions you need to ask. What comes to your mind? What are you thinking about, Tanisha?
I'm actually contacting my auntie Wilma that's in Austin, Texas at the moment to find out about that oil line and telling her about the group, letting her know what we need to do, telling her that we need to make sure we didn't sell any our minerals rights and things like that. So I'm just letting her hear on a group and just letting her know what we're doing so I can move forward what we're trying to do at this time. I just, reached out to her in Austin, Texas while we're talking now. Ashe. I'm listening to everybody else too, but I don't have any questions at this moment. I'm just still taking down notes and referring back to my auntie who has all the information. She's 80 years old, bless her heart, beautiful grace years. But she has those informations because my dad's dad passed away and I never made him. I don't know, I'm 42 years old. So I'm happy that she answered the phone, Ashe. Haven't talked to her in years. I'm just connecting dots right now. I'm trying to figure it out while we're taking notes.
What did it mean to you? What did it mean to you to talk to her? You motivated you, and look how that
She's still on
opportunity
the
came
phone.
up.
She can hear you now. She's still on the, I have two phones. She's still on the other phone right now listening.
Go ahead, Eddie.
I have a question for
Thanks, Michelle.
Tanisha.
Thanks, Michelle.
For
Go
Tanisha
ahead, Eddie.
Adams. Tanisha Adams listening.
Yes, indeed, I am.
Okay, are you from Texas? You say you're from Texas?
No, I'm from Marin City, California. I'm exit from San Francisco, but I'm in California. I'm exit Marin City, in California. But we got put here. My family from Alabama came from Chicago, got put on this side. But my dad met my mom, but on his side of family is in Texas. He lost his father when he was young. Oh, his dad was, I think, how old my dad? Well, how old was my dad when his dad passed away? Probably about a young kid, like 10 or 11 years old I'm hearing. So he really not really knew information. So it was just finding out that this property was back there, left it to him and his brothers, and they didn't know what to do with it. My dad's in California, and this is my aunt that's in Austin that's related to his father. This is his
Okay.
father's family that I have on the phone.
Okay. So were they from Austin?
We have a lot of Houston's family. Go ahead, Auntie, you can talk.
Okay, now, Daddy, my father was born in Prussia, a place called Prussia, Texas, a little bitty small town called Prussia, Texas.
Is that in
But
East?
you
Is that
understand, I know, it was all in a town called Luling, Texas, and then also they had some all rights up around between Giddings and Brenham. But I'm not for sure.
Brenham?
I would have
Okay.
to get in contact with my sister because she would know a little bit more about it than I do. But I do know that from what I can understand and what I know, it was all that was supposed to be going to the Adams in a place called Luling, Texas, Luling, Texas, and then also between Giddings and Brenham, Texas.
Okay. The area you located, I'm very familiar with that area. I graduated from Prairie View A&M University. So,
Okay.
so
Okay.
I'm pretty familiar with that area. The reason why I asked the question because in my family tree, I'm related to some Adams, but they're from East Texas, up around Texarkana, uh, Jefferson, and Shreveport, Louisiana.
Okay. I don't know. As far as like I said, as far as I know, Daddy's family was from Fulshear, Fulshear, Texas. Very small town. Very. If you close your eyes, you're gonna went too far.
Oh, I know what area.
His parents, yeah, his parents died at a very young age. My father was still in service, I think, when they died before he went to service. So they passed at a very young age.
There was up in that area. There was quite a few plantations up in that area. Matter of fact, slave plantation. Some of the owners were surnames as Henderson, Waller, and several other names that they owned quite a bit of the property up in that area. And so I have some people in my group that are from a couple of people in my group are very familiar with the area that you're speaking of. And but we all travel from one direction to the other. Your family travels from East Texas down into that location where he was from. And when you're speaking of oil and mineral rights, there were oil wells from there to East Texas, which I'm speaking of is like Jefferson, Texas, Marshall, Tyler, Longview. There was a high concentration of minerals and oil up there that they were stealing from us. Matter of fact, they took a lot of it from my family too. So that's just like almost a norm that when we find out about it later. And by the way, Maureen and your niece is from Marin, California.
Moran City, yeah, that's where they
Well,
placed all of that.
you should know where East Palo Alto is then.
Yeah, I do. It's in part of Oakland. I don't travel that far. It's across the way from about 30 minutes away.
So you're familiar with Berkeley
Yeah, I'll go to Berkeley. Yeah.
and Richmond.
Yeah, that's about 7 minutes, 10 minutes away from me. I'm
Because
Orange County.
I grew up. I actually, when we moved from Texas to California, we lived in Richmond in a little small place called Potchester Village.
Yep, that's where my child's father is from. And he lives in there in Parchester Village right now. He's a Brown.
Yeah, that's where we grew up. That's where we grew up in Potchester Village. Then we moved to Richmond itself.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandmother lived in Berkeley and Oakland, and I got quite a few relatives still live out there.
And that's what my dad's family kind of is at Uncle Ryan New side. All of them's from Oakland. Like my grandpa, the Bowman side is all in Oakland.
Oh yeah.
We're the Bowmans on that side. Yeah. And the Newts. The Newts and the Bowmans.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I know all about that area up
That
there.
makes sense.
Tanisha,
Britain. Yeah, Shay. I love this.
Tanisha,
Yes, yes, Mr. Jerry.
what is your auntie's name?
Wilma.
Is she still on?
Yes.
Velma, I want to
Yeah.
show I want to show you something. You mentioned Luling, Texas. She mentioned Luling, Texas. That's where my ancestors were born and raised. And I want to share something with you. Better to show you than to talk about it.
She can't see it, but I can try to send her a link into the
Okay,
Zoom room.
you can tell her about it.
Yeah.
Just a minute here.
Now, do you know how to use Zoom links?
No, I don't, baby.
Okay, then I won't do it.
All right, let me show you this. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I see. I'm gonna take a picture and I can send it to her.
Do you see the?
Yeah, let me screenshot it. And I can send it to you, Auntie.
Okay.
I want to open this up. Give me a second. Okay. Can you see these oil wells? Anybody?
I see a bunch of stuff on here. It's a lot of PDFs.
Okay. Here's what's going on. This is an example of the oil fields that are in that area, and these are the wells. So
Jerry,
Okay.
we can't see what you're seeing. You got to
okay,
reshare your
yeah,
screen.
okay.
Yeah, I just see a bunch of
Yeah.
PDFs right
Yes,
now.
reshare your screen.
How about that?
Now,
There we go. Yes. Let me kind of blow it up a little bit.
Okay, I'll
Got it.
blow it up for you.
I got it. I can do it on my phone.
Can you see that? Can you see it better, everyone?
Go
Can y'all
ahead.
see that clear? Can
yeah,
you see?
we can see that.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what's happening. This is what I was saying. These are the wells in the counties, and this grayed out area, that's the area of it's called the Tenney Creek um, oil, the lease, and on that within that, these are the wells that are within that lease, and it's right by Lumen, and my family's wells are right in that area. So I just want to share. That's how I'm, and the ones it gives you. Look over on the side here. It says permit locations, a dry well, ones that are pumping oil, uh, gas, if it's plugged, all those symbols. Uh, it talks about the different what's happening on that land. And I'm sitting here in San Diego, but I have access to all this information. And that's what I want to share with you. It's the RRC, uh, Texas government, and it gives you views of all the different projects. Can you see this one? You see this?
Yes. We
Oh,
had a question before. What did you ask, Auntie Wilma?
Okay. Are these are the places where the oil wells are?
yes, that's where they're located, all the wells. And if they sold the
Yeah.
land, the wells, some wells are still operating and some aren't. But here's the records. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
These are the oil fields where they're at and the land and who owns them. Because look at this. This is the notice of appraised value.
Let me send that to you.
And let me make sure I have it in there. Make sure I have this. And so this is what I was saying. I believe Luling is in Caldwell County. And this is 23 notice of appraised value. So it appraises the land, it tells who the state is, and it gives you the information about the tax, the assessed value. Is it agricultural? Is it all? Are there all? Is it all on the land? So this is all the information that's available. Now I want to share this one with you too, just so I can. This is the last one I'm gonna share. Now I'm sitting here in San Diego, but look at this. I can. Do you see the map of the land, everyone? Can you see the land? A map? Can you see a
Yeah,
map? Yeah, okay.
yeah, we can see it.
Okay. So what happens is right here where you see this trees right through here, there's a strip of land from here all the way over to this road. This is our land. And so the wells are on that land. But I got this information. The family's oil is Ellison. That's part of my, and it's a lease, and the well's name is Duke. So this is my family's oil. Here's their land, and there's wells on this land. And my family has passed down the mineral rights. And so I have the mineral rights to about three of these wells that are here. So I'm just giving you an example of what you can obtain from right where you are. And I just want to share this information with you. And I,
Thank you.
I yield black.
Uh,
Any questions?
weekend, this weekend coming up, finish and Gladys. Well, I might call her today. Not might. I will call her today and see if she can come across some of those papers that we had from years ago. That showed some of the names of the properties and where they were located.
Okay.
And see if that'll help because by her being because you might not know my brother Butch. I think well he passed a long time ago. He was the executor of Daddy's estate, but he didn't really take care of business like he should have.
Okay.
But anyway, that's neither here nor there because God, he's gone on to heaven.
Amen.
But Gladys did have some information concerning, these properties. So I'm gonna call her when we get off the phone. I'm gonna call her and tell her what we've talked about.
Okay.
And see if she. I know she still has them, and if she can kind of start looking for them. By the time I get down there this weekend, and then I can give you a call.
Okay.
And I can send you like copies and show you what we have.
Okay.
And just kind of go from there. See if that'll be a help. A help to you.
Okay. So she in Houston, you in Austin. Okay.
Yes,
Got you.
that's right. Yes.
Okay.
And that's not far. Lockhart is further south. And so I have a question for anyone who's viewed that brief presentation. Do you have any questions? What kind of thoughts do you have from me talking to her for the second time, Tanisha, and the way we're sharing this information? Do you have any input? Anyone?
I do, Jerry. I got a couple of things.
Go ahead.
Now,
Yeah.
with her family, with Tanisha, your family and your aunt, have y'all started a genealogy tree or anything like that?
I think we have started a genealogy tree. I remember our last family reunion, we had that book. We have started some genealogy family trees. Yes.
Okay. It's
Right?
good to
Thank you, Emma.
I think so. But Julia, I think Julia had the information.
Yeah.
Cutting her fingers daughter, Julia.
Okay.
I think she had the information. Yes.
Okay.
Now it would be good if you guys put together a good tree based on what you're seeking is to find out about your property and the land and the mineral rights. Now in the state of Texas, there's this thing. If the property is an heir property to the family, if you own it and it's heir property, what they do is then you need to have a list of all your family members if you can, even the ones in today like Tanisha, because in order for you to really claim to make a case is that if it's heir property and whoever is trying to get that property or the mineral rights, they have to contact every living person under your family before they can do anything. If it's heir property, that's from if Tanisha had a child, a 12-year-old child, they got to contact that child too, because it's the law. And so plus if you're doing the seek what you have with your property, maintain it, or what, it's good to have a genealogy tree setting aside so they can actually look at the descendants, because the descendants are very important. And I'll give you an example. I put together my genealogy tree, and from that tree, I shared it with a realtor that was working with my family members, because they had some of their mineral rights stolen from and property stolen from. And they said, well, we contacted the family. He said, no, you didn't contact the whole family because it was all heir property. So they have to contact everybody that's living. They just can't contact your direct family. Everybody that's from your descendants, they have to be contacted by letter in order to do something with the property or for you to sell it. That's just something that I've known and been working with.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I can agree to that and attest to that because I was actually contacted uh, because there was an attorney that
Mm-hmm.
found my family tree on Ancestry and reached out to me. Apparently, there was a death in the family, and so they were trying to redistribute the mineral rights to some
Mm-hmm.
property in Texas. And because I had that family listed in my tree, they called me to testify. And I said, well, this is family I haven't even met yet, but I can at least testify to the authentication of my research. So, I had sources and proof that these were family members and that they were blood relatives and yada, yada, yada. But I was actually called and had to give a deposition on a case in Texas for some property like that for somebody that had passed
That's
away.
that's the way it's supposed to be done. Even though you don't know them, but if you in that line, they have to contact you. It's by law they have to contact you. So so that's
All right.
that, so it's good to have that genealogy instead of just saying, well, we could deal with one person. They have to deal with all the descendants.
Yeah.
They might not
Got it.
know anything, but they have to go through the process.
Well, I know I have one on ancestordna.com, and I'll start putting information in. I'll start finding. So I'll have to add whoever else into mine and keep it going. 'Cause I do have one online with
Yeah.
Ancestry DNA. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much,
Mhm.
you guys. When we have anything else to say before you get off the line?
No, baby, that's it. Only thing I do know is on my father's side, it's gonna be a whole lot of us
I know.
because it's my kids and then their kids and then Angie's kids and Angie's kids
Right.
and Sydney's kids and
I know.
Sydney's kids. So
I know.
oh, Lord.
I know. Okay.
Okay.
Tanisha, we want to thank her. We want to thank her for coming in on the meeting. Can she hear us?
Yes. Yes, she can. I was about to let her go, but go ahead.
And what's her
Okay.
name?
Wilma?
Wilma.
Yeah, Wilma, thank you so much for joining our meeting. You really made a difference.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
If she knew how to do Zoom, I would have added her on, but she don't do Zoom, y'all. I say.
Maybe not now, maybe the next time.
Well, I teach her. I
Okay.
say.
Okay. You're up, Denise. WikiLeaks. We're gonna have a presentation on WikiLeaks from Denise.
You mean Wiki Tree?
WikiTree.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Now, as I pull this up, I'm also going to relate to Eddie. I have Adams in my family, and I heard you mention Shreveport, and that's where some of my Adams relatives is in Shreveport. So I would like to speak with you someday about your Adams line in Shreveport.
It's gonna cost you.
No, it won't cost a thing. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so what I'm sharing right now, hopefully you can see it, is the initial page for WikiTree for those of you that have not joined. And again, I mentioned WikiTree is 100% free, and the mission is that it remain free forever. So you don't have to pay a subscription or anything like that. The members of this community are both genealogists as well as just plain old family historians, such as myself. I'm not a certified genealogist, but I have been researching family for quite some time. Clarice, you're drawing.
I disagree, Miss Denise. You already proved that you are a genealogist.
Oh, bless your heart.
You even testified for your family. So I got another one on you right there. Salute, Queen.
Bless your heart. Okay. Well, but this site is 100% free. You don't have to ever worry about having to pay, like you do with Ancestry right now, they're nickel and diming you if you want the Pro Tools. You got to pay $10 a month if you want extra DNA information, and if you want to do charts and things of that nature. So, but this is again forever free. Um, I'm advocating for more African Americans to come on out here and add their families. This is a global tree. So I know oftentimes I hear people saying, my tree, my tree, my tree. But this is a global tree and it is a collaborative tree. So the family members that you put out here, you want to make sure that if they're living, you want to make sure that information is private and only you can see it. And we've got various privacy settings for you to make that determination. But, for the most part, this is the first screen you will see when you first log on to wikitree.com. And you have the option of joining or not joining. And it talks about, the honor code, which is basically, you won't start a riot or do anything like that. You'll be kind to others. You'll work to assist others if you can. So just basically it's like be nice, because there's over 41 million people or ancestors that we have profiles for in this tree. So once you get connected to the global tree, there is a good chance that you're going to see who you're connected to. I'm going to go ahead and go into my profile as soon as I get this bar out of the way here. I'll go ahead and go to my profile.
What is the address? What's the website address?
It's wikitree.com. And I can repost that in the link. I think you joined after I posted that.
I did it for you.
Okay, thank you. So this is just your basic profile tree. It looks a lot different from Ancestry. And there's a purpose for all of that. But basically, this little lock over here kind of identifies my privacy level. So right now you can see public information because it's my tree, my profile, and I'm in it. So you can see the same things I'm seeing. There are other ways to block this so that all you will see is my name and nothing else. So if it had a different level of privacy, and these are the different privacy settings here. So for example, if the person is unlisted, you won't see any public information. The name won't even appear. So you basically, they're active people, but you can't search on them because you can't see them. It's like back in the day when we had unlisted phone numbers. For those of you that are old enough to remember that, that might have been before your time, Tanisha. I don't know.
I think I can when it was Yellow Pages.
Yeah, Yellow Pages and the White Pages. If it was an unlisted number, you weren't even in there. So,
right.
Yeah. Here's another privacy. So again, that's strictly limited to public information, and only if you're on the trusted list. And what that trusted list is, basically, if I wanted to give Jerry access to make updates to my profile, I could add him to the trusted list, and he would be the only one that could make updates to my file. Other than that, nobody else could see it. So you can see we've got a lot of different options on privacy and what you can and what you can't see. And that's for the people that are living. For the people who are deceased, if it's a profile that you created, you have the option of whether or not you want to make that profile open to the public. Meaning, because this is a collaborative tree, other people that are researching will be able to make additions to it. I'll give you an example here as soon as it backs up. My goodness. Okay.
I'm signing up as I'm signing up right now. This is
Oh,
fun.
wonderful. Wonderful. What we have are some other categories, so I can actually look at my ancestors, the ones that I've entered into the tree. Looks just like a regular pedigree chart. Starts with me, um, has some information about my parents. Here's my dad. Here's my mom, his parents, her parents, so on and so forth. So as you can see, I've been able to go back a few generations, and that Adams line is on my father's side. Eddie, just in case. Yeah, there was a hardened relative that married an Adams, and that's where the Adams come into play for me. So you won't be able to see it here because they're not a direct ancestor of mine, but they are cousins. And then here's my mother's side, and if I can scroll down a little bit, you can see Margaret Moss, and this is where I believe Jerry comes into play. Is on this Moss side of the family, and that's on my
Got
mother's side.
you.
And
I get it.
yeah, so we're researching that just to confirm that that's what we're trying to do, that we are actually connected. Now, there's some other things in here. Of course, there's the descendants. Now, since this is my profile, you're not going to see much on the descendants. The family group, again, this just breaks it down a little bit more. Those people who are my siblings, who are my children, so on and so forth. And again, you can see that because I'm looking at my own profile. You can add photos. So if you've got old photos of family members, you can add those. Now, in this case, I've got 2 photos of myself, I guess. Yeah. So, but you can have as many photos as you want, and it will tell you how many photos you have. And it just so happens within WikiTree, I have 4 cousins that also are members of WikiTree, and they have entered their DNA information as well. And it's not just that they've taken their DNA, but where they've tested. So, like my cousin Cheryl tested on 23andMe. Ashley has tested on my heritage. So if I had access to 23andMe and or my heritage, I could look at their trees as well. We also have like GEDmatch. I have both. I did my testing in Ancestry, but I've uploaded it to GEDmatch. So my GEDmatch number is there. So if you're in WikiTree and you're looking at this information, then you can say, oh, well, Denise may be related to me. Let me go out to GEDmatch and see how we're connected or see if we're really related.
Excuse me, Denise.
That sort of thing.
Excuse me, Denise. What is your Jet Match number?
It's RW 310-2486.
Let me repeat that. RW 3102486.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, and that's all this does is it tells you when you're looking at someone's profile, if they are in the WikiTree community and they've added their DNA information, it will show you how how close they are in terms of chromosomes, how they match to that particular profile. That's all this does. It doesn't go into details with it like Ancestry does. It's just for informational purposes. So if you want to contact that person and discuss it further, you can. Okay. Now, one of the things I also added to my profile, because I've got, a few notables in the family. So I wanted to, in case there's other people that are also related to those folks. And I also have like the surnames listed, that I'm researching. So all across all of the family lines, both paternal and maternal, I've listed those family names, and it's a link to those names as well. So that, if Jerry wanted to go out and see what mosses I have out there, again, this is going to point to Edmund Moss. That's the eldest that I've identified, and he's my third great grandfather. So then the question is, okay, it would be, is Jerry related to Edmund Moss? And if so, we might be able to look into that further. One of the other things that WikiTree does, you'll notice it's got 5 degrees, a number marked right behind Edmund's name. This is the degrees of separation. So my connection, because I'm connected to that global tree. When you're connected to the global tree, it will tell you what kind of connection you have to those individuals. So I can go down and I can see the connections as well. It already told me my genealogical relationship, so I don't need to look that up. But now if I wanted to know how many degrees of separation there is between myself and Edmund Moss, this is the kind of information I would get. It's telling me his daughter, Margaret, had a son, Edward Butler. Edward Butler's daughter is Maggie Butler. And guess what? Maggie is my grandma. Maggie's daughter is Lydia. That's my mom. And of course, I'm the daughter of Lydia. So it breaks that down for you, and it makes it a lot easier to kind of understand how you're connected to someone. Now, one of the other things that I think is real cool with WikiTree is that I can look at other connections, like people that are famous. For example, George Foreman just recently passed away. And every week, WikiTree will do a breakdown of different notable people. So in the case of George Foreman, there's 29 degrees of separation between George and I, which means we're not blood relatives, but we're connected through 7 different branches of family. And this breaks that family down. It shows George, his father, his grandfather, his great-grandfather, Dan Moore, his great-grandfather's brother, and it's Moorhead, and it just breaks it on down. Ora married Abraham Walker, and then we've got the Walkers. Abraham's mother was a Parthenia Gamble, and it just breaks it on down more. There's the Belchers, the Joneses. So these are all people that at some point we become connected, and that connection ends up on my father's side of the family, where there was an Alfred Aaron that married a Mahaley Durden, who's part of our family. She was her brother was Jim Durden, yada yada yada. So, and there we are. Any questions on that part? It's pretty exciting. Jerry, are you in the WikiTree community?
No, not extensively.
No, you're not, or you're not extensively,
Not extensively.
but you are out there. You do have a profile out there.
Yes.
Okay. Do you mind if I pull up your profile?
Go ahead. If you can find it.
Well, if you're out there, I can find it.
Let's see.
Yeah, if you're out there, I can find it.
Go ahead.
I probably should have put your middle name in, but I didn't.
Yeah, Jerry B. Moss Sr. Jerry Brent Moss Sr. I think you helped me when I did put one in.
Yeah, so as you can see, that's it's looking at sound alikes and everything for Jerry Moss. I'm going to put Brent. And you said you're from Nebraska?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm thinking you may not show up because, yeah. Okay. So he's not going to show up in this person search, and that's because the limitation on this is for anyone who was born prior to 1940. If you were born after 1940, you're not going to be able to search for this person this way. The only way I'd be able to pull up Jerry now is if he knew his WikiTree ID. And my guess is he probably doesn't, based on the answer he gave me previously. So we're not going to worry about that too much, but we're going to look at some of the other mosses that are out there, some of the older ones, and maybe it might ring a bell. Hey, there's one from Nebraska, a Kenneth E. Moss
Nope.
out of Oakdale.
Nope. Nope.
Nope, 1917.
Nope. Nope.
Nope. Now, Donald Barry Moss is here out of Nebraska. He was born in 1961. Yes, Denise, that's after 1940, but he passed away in 1982. So since he's not living, he's showing up in the list.
Well, Denise, on this one, uh, let's count this as a plus, and we on the research, and we've absorbed a lot, and so like on my end, we can pass on mine, and I
Okay,
have to tighten mine up, but like, thanks for your presentation.
not a problem.
Well, maybe she can help me with mine. I just signed up.
Certainly.
Reginald Romaine. I just put it in, but they didn't ask me too much information.
You just signed up?
Yeah, I got the email. Me and Tanisha just did the same thing. When she said she
Yeah,
did it, I did it too.
I'm trying to get in too though, but it's
Mhm.
asking me, do I want to find myself? I'm just trying to get into I can start my own family tree, but it's kind of kicking me out in a way. I don't know. I have to get to my landline. I'm having some issues.
Okay. And you would probably need to give it a few minutes. And then for me, again, for me to do the search on you, since you were both born after 1940 and you're still living, in order for me to find your profile, I would need your WikiTree ID.
How
And
do you get that?
once you get to your page, let me go back to my profile page and I'll show you. There it would be your last name, your surname, and then a 4-digit or 5-digit number behind that surname. That is your WikiTree ID.
I think mines have Romaine and then they have 251 -251. Is that it?
Let's see.
I think yours has worked. Yep. Hold on, let me try to get mine.
Yes. If you didn't register, nothing contact.
Did I spell Romaine correctly?
It's okay. Well, let me Romain without the E.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, without the E.
Without the E. Okay.
Yeah.
That would be you, Reginald Romaine
Yeah.
251.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm 251. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And right now you're locked. It shows that you just joined.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Zero contributions would be every time you add a profile, it's going to be counted as a contribution. And so
And how do I add the profile on there?
it depends on who you want to add. If you want to add your parents,
Oh,
there's,
right there. Okay, I see.
yeah.
I
So
found the Eric Romaine on here. They showed me an Eric Romaine.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So and I was clicking on his. That's what I was looking at his on there. But I don't know if we related. I don't know if we related or whatever.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, and it may
Okay.
take some time. You may have to add a generation or two of your
Okay.
ancestors to connect to the global tree. But once you do that, then you'll be connected. For those that are not connected, you'll see a little puzzle piece right here. right here at the top to the left of
Okay.
your name.
Hmm.
And Reggie, I can tell when you created your profile, you didn't tell them whether you were male or female. And that's why this is coming up pink and blue.
Yeah, they didn't ask all. They just said put the name in there, and I just did
Yeah,
that. It went to the email. They didn't. They
yeah.
didn't hardly ask no questions.
And that's okay. So when
Okay.
you go back in there and
Okay.
make your edits, then you'll be able to add that information if you so choose. You can
Okay.
add your biography and you can make it as long or short as you want. Um,
Hmm.
And then this
Oh,
is
okay.
the sources section. So as you're creating profiles, not necessarily for you, but for
Mm.
other individuals, if you're using census records or birth and marriage records, you would be able to add that information here. And I would be more than happy to walk you through that process. We also have a Zoom meeting for newbies, what we call
Hmm.
newbies. We have Zoom meetings twice a month and they can attend that and learn how to walk through. If it's too difficult to follow through, we walk you through and
Hmm.
answer any questions that you may have.
And what day and time is that?
Um, I'll have to send that to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have to send that to you, and I'll send it to you through WikiTree. You see this little envelope here? That's where I can send you a private message. I can communicate
Wait a
with you
minute.
through WikiTree.
Okay, show me that again. Oh, down there at the bottom. Okay,
Yeah,
got you.
yeah,
Okay,
there's like a
bottom
little
left.
envelope right next to your name. That's the
Okay,
name of the person that created this profile. So
okay.
if you see a profile of somebody and you've got questions about them and wondering whether or not you're related to them and you see that there is a profile manager,
Hmm.
you can send them an email. It'll be a
Okay,
private email and it will show up in their email, whatever email they have assigned to WikiTree.
okay.
How can you use this in for mm, WikiTree for verifying a descendant that was enslaved before 1900, Denise?
Verifying, the only way you could use it to verify is actually to look at the sources that have been added and then go back to those original sources. The
Okay,
difference between WikiTree and Ancestry and Family Search is that it does not maintain all of those records in a database. It
like
just
ancestry.
Correct. Ancestry maintains those records. They pay for those records. Same thing with Family Search. They maintain those records in a database. WikiTree will just provide you a link where you're citing your sources. It will be a link back to wherever you found that information. Was it a book? Was it a newspaper article? Was it an obituary in the newspaper? And you will see those links there as sources.
Does anybody else have any questions for Denise? Thank you for that presentation, Denise.
Sure.
Anyone?
I have a question, Jerry.
Go ahead.
Can you upload a tree that you already have to WikiLeaks?
Yes, you can. Uh, Create a GEDCOM file,
Okay,
and you can upload that GEDCOM file to WikiTree.
all right. Is it a limitation on how large?
I would say yes, because I had to break my big tree. My big tree has almost 40,000 names in it, and I had to break that up into individual lines to add them to WikiTree. It was just too large.
Okay.
So I'd say try not to do more than 5,000.
Oh, I got that passed.
Yeah. But you can select one line. Like if you're creating a GEDCOM in Ancestry, you can select that you want just a particular line or the descendants of a particular person to create your GEDCOM. It doesn't have to be the entire tree.
Hmm. But you can add to it
Oh
after you
yes.
get it uploaded.
Oh yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, because if I break it down, I'll be. Ooh. I got a bunch.
Yeah, yeah.
And all mine
And
are
the other thing it
verified.
does with the other thing it does with the GEDCOM is once you add that GEDCOM file, it will look in WikiTree and see if there's profiles already there for those some of those people. It obviously won't be everybody, but it may catch some of the people that you had in your tree, in your GEDCOM file, and there may already be profiles out in WikiTree for that. And then you can do what we call a match.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks,
All
Denise.
right.
Sure.
I want to go into JED match. You know, I've mentioned it briefly.
Yeah.
Uh, but before I go into that, can we have a brief introduction of Double R Reggie? Could you tell us who you are, where you're from, and what your purpose is for doing research? We just want to get to know you, Double R.
Everybody on here already know me, brother, cousin Jerry.
We got some new people. Go ahead,
Who's new? I know everybody on here.
but they don't know you.
Okay, all right. Well, my name is Reggie Romaine, aka Double R. This is my cousin Jerry here. We met at a where did we meet at, Jerry? At a
Reparations Task Force,
oh
California
yeah,
Reparations
reparation.
Task Force in San Diego, California, at San Diego State,
Keep
September
going.
17th, 2023.
Keep going. Yeah, and he
And
gave me a test.
I
Yeah,
gave a
yeah.
speech on genealogy, and I take kits with me when I give presentations. And I asked everyone in the group, how many of you are taking your DNA test? Some raised their hands, some didn't. And I said, how many of you want to? And some raised their hands. And Reggie was one who raised his hand, and I gave him a kit. And since then, I found out that he was a DNA relative of mine.
So there it is there. And I also belong to CJEC, Coalition for a Just Equitable California, number one grassroots organization for reparations here in California. And Jerry usually have me do the reparations update on here as he have me sit back and learn with pencil and pen with like my dear friend, Sister Denise, our other genealogists on here teaching us what's really going on. And it's great. It's great. It's great to know this information. Also, I think I'll be on there with you guys on Friday, which is awesome too, with that group there. So Freeman Fridays, that's a good group too. Just trying to learn out about who in the hell I am, and not just that, to find out some relatives and stuff like that. So I yield Black Power.
While you have the floor, could you please update us on the, the California reparations status, Double R?
Yeah, well, right now we have a bill, Assembly Bill 1315, which is equal to the Senate Bill 1403 last year, which established a Freedmen Affairs Agency that we're trying to get through the commission right now. Author of it, actually, Assembly Member Bill Asaley, just got a new position from Trump, so he's the attorney. He's some attorney of the region of California. So we have to find us a new author. He has a young lady who's endorsing. Actually, District 63 is my district, so I'm trying to holler at Natasha Johnson, he's endorsing. She's a city council member here in Lake Elsinore. So and we have two other hits too that he told us to pursue, because he can't even talk about this no more once he took that job. So we just trying to get them to author our bills to let it go through the commission so we can get it back on the floor. And we do have another bill, the SB, no, I think it's Assembly Bill 515, which is going to allow us in California to keep track, and the census have on your on the applications that you can put African American on there as identification, so we can start keeping track of the African Americans here, descendants of slaves in California. So yeah, that's about where we are. We still trying to get this process going as this early year starts for legislation. So yeah, that's what we are. It looks pretty good though. Are you?
Any questions about reparations in California by anyone here to Double R? Okay, I'm going to move right along to GEDmatch. You know, we are connected through DNA, and there's different platforms. And we talked about it earlier. I am related to Grace, Michelle Grant, who was here, and Denise through GEDmatch. And it's a platform, GEDmatch is a platform that we use as one of our main tools. But you have to take it seriously because it has it's used by the law enforcement also. As a matter of fact, they've had some challenges. There's certain levels of on it. The initial level is free, but if you want additional services, it's a little higher. I mean, there's a cost, different tiers, not prodigious, just a few more tiers. But the law enforcement, they have been trying to do their work with the free application, and so they're getting slapped on the wrist a little bit and say, "Hey, pay if you want the information to solve some of your cases. Pay for it." My goodness. But anyway, it's like an ancestry DNA. There's different there's different test sites. There's 23andMe, My Heritage. Um, there's a number of them, and you'll see that. And I'm not going to pay for each one of those sites, even though you can upload your raw data from Ancestry to 2 or 3 other platforms free. But what GEDmatch is, it's like a big DNA um, platform, and you upload your DNA. Other people from other platforms upload their DNA to this Amazon DNA platform, and then you can compare and you can get matches of them that you wouldn't have got from Ancestry. So it gives you different possible relatives that you never would have known of because everybody they don't take the Ancestry, they take these different platforms. So you upload them and it's free to GEDmatch. And then they give you a kit number and then you start using it. And I do have our genealogy group, we do have a group study on GEDmatch. But I want to just share my screen with you briefly. Any questions so far on GEDmatch? Anybody else have anything else? Oh, yes. Denise, you remember when you gave, somebody asked about what is Central Morgans, and you gave a description of Central Morgans?
Yes.
Yes, when you get a chance, if you have that, could you please put that in the chat?
Okay.
And that's the measurement. That's the measurements. Here is a tape measure. Now, tape measure is a tape measure. Each one of us have 7,000 DNA markers. See that? Go like this. Here, the 7,000. Our kids are half of that. They're at 3,400 DNA markers. And our grandkids are half of our kids, 1,700 measurement. So that's going in this direction, with our descendants, and our ancestors are the same way. So the higher the number of the DNA, central Morgans, the closer they are to you. Any questions on that? Okay, let's share screen. Let's share this screen. And can you see the screen, GEDmatch?
Yes.
Okay, this is Denise's kit. And her that has her name and my name. They compared her kid and my kid, and then whoever uploaded, they'll say, who are you related to? And so mine is, there's my number, the FE, then here's her number, RW. There's a line right in the middle. So my information is on the left, hers is on the right, and these are the kit numbers over on the left, as you can see, their names, and these are the central mortgages. The higher numbers are they go from the higher to the lower numbers. And so these are the people who match, and there's some generations, 4.4 generation. This Felicia Wood is from me, and she's 5.1 generations from Denise. And these are the shared gen match numbers. And then over on the side, it gives you an email. So if I wanted to contact that person, I could contact that person. So I just wanted to give you, and if I know these people who I their names, I can tell what branch she's related to me on. And she might know some of these people that we related.
No, I don't. These are all new names to me.
Yeah, but it does show that we have shared matches. And my highest one is 33 Central Morgans, and yours is 11. I know. And then you have one down here that's 17. You have one that's 20.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's an example of dead match. But I'm going to go back to the beginning of it. One, two. After you sign into GEDmatch, what you do is you go to GEDmatch, sign in, and they'll give you, and then you can upload your raw DNA from Ancestry. We all have raw DNA, and you can upload your kit to GEDmatch. And they ask you a few security questions. And take that in mind that GEDmatch, you don't want to go reaching out to people with a shotgun. You don't want to, just because you have their emails, you don't want to get like 5 emails to say I'm related to you. You want to be a little bit more personal when you contact them. And uh, as I've said previously, Double R knows and some of the other individuals, the Golden State Killer was found through GEDmatch. And what they did is they found a fourth cousin that matched the evidence. And then through triangulation, they came down to close to fourth, third, second. And then they had some individuals who were suspicious. And then they limited to a person. And I believe Double R said he was a police officer. And what they did, they scouted him and they shadowed him. And he went into a shop and had a coffee and came out of that shop and threw his cup into the trash. And then they got the cup out of the trash and traced his DNA. And his DNA matched he was a perfect match. And he had went unknown for like 15 years. And he was a police officer. The Golden State Killer was found through GEDmatch. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that, Double R? Okay.
Okay, yeah, it was actually a relative of his, I want to say daughter or something like that, put her DNA in, and that's how they traced it back to him. They actually waited, well, to get identification, they waited for him to have either drunk some coffee, and he came out and put it into the trash can, and they picked the coffee out the trash, the cup out the trash can, and it connected for him being that person. So yeah.
And I study. It's there's a show that's on a detective show that deals with DNA. That it's called Detective DNA Detectives. And I listened to her. There's a woman, and they solve cases. Through that. I do follow that from time to time. Okay. let me do this because we're going to be respecting everybody's time, and I'm just going to get this presentation in. Okay. Can you see this GEDmatch homepage? If not, I'll go get it for you.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, let me make sure. Can you see it now? Yeah.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Okay. Right here, here's the GEDmatch homepage. And once you do upload your raw DNA, there's a process in it. You might get it the same day because they have a lot of database. They upload your DNA and then they compare it to everyone else, and then they come up with this here, your DNA matches. So here they are.
Well, I'm glad you put this up here. I thought it was JET match, so it's GED JED match. Okay, got you. Thank you for that.
Said JET.
Okay. So it talks about how to use GEDmatch, the policies, how to upload your DNA. See, they tell you how to do that, and look at these different ones: 23andMe, Family Tree DNA, Ancestry DNA, and most others. And so just imagine everybody they're taking these different tests, and they're saying, okay, we want to upload it to this here GEDmatch platform. So it tells you how to do that. Now, once you do that, here's your kit number. They give you a kit number, and that's why I asked these beloved members their kit numbers, and they gave it to me. So that's my kit number, and there's my name. And then what I can do is it'll give me information. Here's free tools: one to many, limited, one to many original, and the relationship probability. And I can compare two kits. That's what I did. People who match both one and two kits. So that's how I found out that information I shared with you about Denise. I had my kit number and her kit number, and then they go through their database and say, "Oh, okay, these people match you this much general, this many Central Morgans, and they match her this many." So that's why we use it as a tool. Now, the first thing you're going to get, like one to many of the original version. That's what I'm going to show you. And watch what happens here. Put my kit number, there it is. And I'm going to do display results. Bingo. Now, here's let me make sure I got them up. Okay. Here's the results. My kit number, and these are all the people who match me, and she's a Central Morgan. They have their name. The kit number is over on the left. All those kit numbers, and those kit numbers come from Ancestry and these other 3 or 4 different platforms. It has a name. Young Moss happens to be my grandson. That's alias, and his email address, and he matches me 1,928 Central Morgans. So in this whole database, he's the one that matches me the highest because I'm the one to put him in this database. And he's 1.4 generations. And watch this as you go over. GEDmatch tells you who did the testing company. Here's a testing company. He was an Ancestry. And this one here is what? Uh, Family Tree DNA, 23andMe, My Heritage. You see that? So that's the value of uploading your information in GEDmatch. I never would have known this person that's in Family Tree, Family Tree DNA, or My Heritage, and that person matches me like 203 centimorgans, 3.1 generations apart, and And it just goes from the highest number of centimorgans. Remember the measurement. The higher they are, the closer they are related to you. Do you have any questions uh, up to this point?
Yes, double R here. What is the acronym for GED? I know it's genealogy. What is it? What's the E and the D stands for?
What, GED match?
Yeah, what's the acronym? I mean, what is it? Yeah, the acronym for GED.
Oh,
There is an acronym. It's just called JetMatch.
Oh, okay, JED. Okay, just JED. Okay, thank you.
and so that's the first one that you get one to many. So look at all these different people. So they start off there and they come all the way. Uh, 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 this is called fly out. I can push. I can come all the way down, and I can look over to the side. I slide this your slide bar over to the left, and it has their names, and they have how many centimorgans they're related to me, and it has their name. Here's Antonio Charles Henderson, for example, 20.5 and 4.7. As a matter of fact, I did Eddie's in mine, and then we found people who matched us. Different people here. I did yours. I did yours, Grace, and I saw matches, and I also did Michelle's. But that is the JED Match platform, and also I'll go back to the beginning. It has at the bottom import from family store. They have groups, different kind of studies, and our group is it's part of a group. Family trees. We have a group that they're doing a study on, and it's a lot of the members who are here. It's called Ancestry Projects, right there. Ancestry Projects. A lot of the people who are in this genealogy group, they gave their information and they're doing a study, and we do some comparisons. So I'm just sharing that. So, okay, I'm gonna show you how you why I asked for the GEMNATS kit numbers, and I'll do this one. I just met Grace for the first time today, and I'm gonna do this. I want to find out if I just met her, but she has a GEMNATS kit number, so I go to this location. It says people who match both kits one or two, right there. So I'll click right there, and kit number, my number, it's a flyout. There it is, and then this kit number, I'll get her kit number. Where's hers? It's capital A 295 929. Now, and then what you do, I can change the centimorgans. I'm going to say 10 centimorgans or up. I could go down lower. You can't do that with Ancestry. Ancestry, they locking you in about 10. We'll tell you that story later. But okay, let's display the results. Here we are. Uh, the, here's some of the people who match. The first one is V. Owens, Chester Owens. And mine, remember, there's a line right here. Mine's are to the left of this line, this sits up, and hers is to the right. And so mine, there's 40 centimorgans, and hers, she matches this person 14 centimorgans. 5 generations away, mine's 4.2. But that's their GED match number and has their name, V. Owens. And look at this. This tells me a lot about my where she is, what branch that she's related to me, and that we're related. All these names, these first 4, 5, 6 names, I know them. I know what branch their families are in. And this is my first time first time ever, meeting her. But I know Excel. I know Francis. She's my mentor who taught me almost everything I know with with ancestry. And here's Excel, and here's Diane Trotter. Diane Trotter. She manages the kit, and she's on Eddie's meetings, and she's on my meetings. And so who's that Eddie with Diane Trotter? Who's okay? Okay, her. Let me go down. Diane Trotter. Benny. That's Benny Nelson. So Diane, she manages Benny Nelson's kid. And so that's how you do a comparison. And so I know these group of people, and I wanted to ask you, Grace, do you know any of these people?
No, I don't. I was going to ask you if you know any of them.
Yeah, I know all these people.
Really?
Yeah, over here on this side, these emails,
Uh-huh.
they're my family. I know Excel. I know Francis Haywood. Excel, Francis Haywood. The first 4 or 5, they match you and they match me, and I know who who manages their kids. Now I have a dilemma. So that tells me what branch you and I are related in. Okay?
Now, did you do a one-to-one with me?
No, this is a one.
No,
People.
this is not a one-to-one. This is a one. Even though we may match all these people, that don't mean that we match each other.
I didn't. That comes in ancestry. You know.
No, you can do a one-on-one. Go
Okay.
back.
All right.
Go back. Go back to the front page.
Are you driving this bus?
Huh?
Are you driving this bus? You are now. This is
We
how.
got another genealogist in here, Jerry. Say, little queen, get him, get him.
Let me go back.
Go back.
Okay, let me go back. Okay.
And then over on the right side where it says, come back under free tools
Okay.
and do a one-to-one autosomal DNA comparison.
Right there.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Now, for kit 1, put in your number.
There it is.
Okay, now put my number is 829
A
29
A 9. Go ahead.
59 29. Okay. Now come down and the default is 7. So click come down and click compare.
No, just so that you can see. Look at these other options that are available for everyone. They're asking graphic chromosomes, build a display. They give you all kinds of different information. Minimum centromorgans is at 7. So that's what she was talking about. Now, let's do the display. Pair, right? Here you go. Okay. What are the results? What do you see? You could please explain it to me, uh, Grace. What do you see? Hey, Grace, can you see it?
Yeah, I want you to go down. This shows all the different chromosomes. Now, if we were to match, see where that yellow is? It would be a blue underneath if we were to match. So go, keep scrolling down. to
And
see if we match.
and these are chromosomes.
Right, these are all the chromosomes from 1 to 22.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Thank you for driving this bus.
Okay. I'm like, wow. Oh, I see some green in there. What that means?
But some people, you see where we didn't lower the threshold, but you could go back and just lower it to 3. And we may match on chromosome 6 and see all that yellow. So somewhere, we may match. To see that yellow there on chromosome 6?
Yes.
That's a lot. So go back and let's reduce it to 3 and put 3 chromosomes there.
Okay.
Now where it says minimum segment, okay,
Yeah.
put 3 there.
All right. Here's
Okay,
3.
now come down and put compare and see what we get. There we go.
There's one right there.
You're on chromosome
3.9
4.
centimorgans.
And see, it's purple. See?
Okay. If there's any more.
Mhm.
18. All right.
3.9 centimorgans.
This
Cool.
is so
Well,
interesting,
you
y'all.
know, we could be related. Uh, go back. I want you to put in one of my siblings and see if you match any of them.
Uh, to what?
Just go back 1. Okay, now go up. And then instead of mine, put A 33, 53, 53.
Okay. Keep it at 3 or 7.
That's it.
They're on chromosome 3.
Now they're on chromosome 4. That's my brother.
Okay, that's 4. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh. So it's still on chromosome 4.
Okay. Well, that
So
was a. Go
how
ahead.
do you match Ezel? How do you match them?
Oh, those are my. They're in my tree. Those are my. They're on my grandmother's side of my father's. My father's mother. They're the Burnells and the Kendricks and all them. They're solid. They're solid DNA matches.
Okay. Are they from South Carolina?
Oh, I can't be specific. They're from a lot of different locations. I can't, but
Well,
I
the
know.
reason I'm asking is I'm trying to find my connection to them.
Well, you might be able to do that, and I can. When time permits, we'll connect and we'll
Okay.
conduct some one-on-one research.
Okay.
And thank you for that exercise.
Oh, you're welcome. Now, see, if you had tier 1, you could do a whole lot more
Uh,
with your matches. You can put them in clusters.
yeah, yeah. I believe I have tier 1, but
No,
I'm
you
not.
don't.
You
Because
don't
if
say.
you had it, because it was telling you to join tier 1.
Okay, but that was a great exercise, and you saw. Uh, for those who are here, these are some of the tools that we have in order to connect us as DNA relatives, and we share our tools. And I sure appreciate that. I appreciate that exercise, Grace. All right, so that's my that's my story for today. Is there anything that you all want to anybody has to go over? I won't go over the other items uh, unless you want to. If you want to be on, I can show you a couple other items. If you have time, I can show you the Pro Tools and but the main thing I want to do is there anyone who wants a mentor to help you with your research and who's willing to help another person be a mentor to them? I'll volunteer to be a mentor to you, Tanisha.
I was
Tanisha.
coming back to the phone. Y'all know I'll be in the kitchen doing multitasking on the computer too, trying to uh get on Jet Match. I'm trying to get on that one now. But yes, I would love anyone would like to mentor me, but I would love to handle my business first before I, me, make sure I'm on the right track. So let me get together, get the link, whatever the app that you guys are using, the group, get in there, get that downloaded. Do the first steps I need to do, and then let me know what I need to do next. I don't mind anybody. I'm open. And I have
Go,
time today to wait.
go on, Denise.
I was just going to say I'm willing to help anyone with WikiTree. Um, so anytime you have any questions, yeah, I see you, Reggie. Give me a call.
Yes, did you put that in the chat? That was you for a Zoom that class that I see.
Yes, that's that new member Q&A that I was
Okay,
talking about. There's 2 dates in April. They have them twice a month, so there's one coming up on April 10th.
I left my
Um,
email just in case. Just to let you know I was interested. I'm sorry. You know
yeah,
how to.
no, you're fine. You're fine. Yeah, but you can click on those links and that'll take you right to the Zoom meeting. And it's a great team. And I typically come to those meetings in case anyone Black comes and has any questions that the rest of the team can't answer. So I usually attend as well. Um,
Oh, great.
yeah,
That's great.
okay.
And Eddie,
And
did you put your link in? Eddie, did you put the link in for your meeting? Because it's the second, it's next week, the same time. Did you put your link in, Eddie? In the chat. You remember he was cooking.
Hey,
He's
Tanisha, you have Ancestry, right?
yeah, that's I'm on my home computer now trying to get the number that you guys are putting in to add into Jet Match. The little five that you said eight and y'all having some numbers behind. I didn't write that part down. I had have my son go upstairs and get the DNA test kit. So now I'm on my computer trying to get those 5 digits so I can add it into Jet Match when I get a chance.
well,
Um,
it's not 5 digits. It's your
Well, whatever it is, I don't know how many digits it is, y'all. I just saw y'all put into the chat now, a something something else. Whatever you just put into search in for Jet Match, I need to get that ancestry DNA part. I don't have that number, y'all. I just have the serial number from the test that I did and got back to the email. So I'm doing that right now as we're speaking. I'm listening in, and I can't wait to in a few more minutes. You said something about Pro Tools. Yeah, I just found that part too. I paid for that before. I didn't keep it going. So I'm just listening, y'all, and trying to do the same thing and get on track.
Eddie.
Right.
Could you put your number in? Your a link to your meeting.
So has she uploaded her DNA to JetMatch yet? Because
No, I'm trying to I'm trying to download.
okay,
I'm in Jet Match now on my home line because the other phone died. So I'm on
okay,
my home computer trying to do all this stuff right now, y'all. And
okay,
listening.
okay. Once she does that, then she would get a kit number.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. So the kit number is not for my ancestry and DNA kit. The ancestry DNA kit is not that kit number. They're gonna be
No,
my
it's
own
not.
right?
JetMatch,
Okay.
JetMatch will assign you a kit number.
Okay,
And
that's why I was over here going crazy on. Thank you. Let me stop.
okay, and it will not start with the A because they stopped doing with the A's. It's just going to be a random, like a 11 or 12 digit number you would get. with
Thank
numbers and letters. With letters
you.
starting at the beginning, but it won't start with an A
It,
necessarily.
okay, perfect. Now I know. Just get out of my email, start worrying about ancestry DNA, and go right into GEDmatch and sign up, and I'll get my kit number that way. Okay. I got confused with kits, y'all. That's all.
And this is Pro Tools, just so that you could take a look at it. This is the home page, and the Pro Tools over here. It says the shortcuts, tree checker. You can duplicates. You can clear up your duplicates. There's new network. We just went over the networks. That's a good tool to use. Um, and enhanced shared matches. And so these are some of the things that you have on GEDmatch. I mean on Pro Tools. And an example of it is your DNA matches. It gives you your DNA matches, and you can, from Pro Tools, you can go by parent, origins. Let's go just say by parent. And this is what a lot of people want to know. It tells you your matches that are from your paternal side and your maternal side. And it also goes into who matches you on both sides, and you can view the matches, and some that are unassigned that you can work on getting those. And if you don't know all your your four grandparents and some of the names that you, when you start reaching out with your reach out text message, here are the names that are in most of the trees. These are the most common last names, which can be found in the trees of your closest material, you know, uh, matrial, and these are the ones that is found in your paternal. So that's what you can use that for. And you also, obviously, here's your origins. We all want to know where we're from, and there that is where you're from, the different regions, and it has a map of where you're from, and it has flyouts. It goes into the more details there. There, that one is. And let's go back. It goes to the matches. Here's all the matches, all mine. And remember, get as many people tested as possible in your family. And that's what I did. I used positive persuasion with my sons, my daughter, my grandkids. That's why I have these high numbers. Look at that, 3,400 centimorgans. That's my son, Jerry. Donnell, my son, 3,400 centimorgans. Remember I said 7,000 is the parent, and the kids are half. And then my grandson, that young monster line, he's half of that. So he's 1,800. And this is my other granddaughter. She's 1,900, right in that area. And I put them in groups. Now I want to show you this filter real quick. There's a filter, and this is very important. You can use this filter by common ancestor and apply the filters. Now what happens? Ancestor goes through matches and finds a common ancestor of people who match you. And you see that common ancestor? So there's some people that you might not know about. And this is based off of the true lines, but it giving it to you quicker than that. And you can come down your matches, my son, my brother, and they had these common matches. And like Dorsey, somebody that I don't know, for example. Diane, I don't know her that well, but I'll look at the common, her name, and look what it does for me. Diane Warther. They tell who the great grandparent, who's the common ancestor. They give it to you. Isn't that a cool tool?
It's very cool, but I'm going to throw a word of caution out there
Go ahead.
because what Ancestry is doing is reading the trees that have been placed out there by other individuals. So if they have the wrong names in there, and I've seen it happen where they got people connected to the wrong people, they'll show up in your through lines and they really shouldn't be there. So just a word of caution, consider these hints and not actual data.
Wow, thank you for that, Miss Genealogist. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, I heard some of this before and need a second person. So they came up to us for 2 weeks ago about ancestry. And I thought just, people just trying to start from trying to find out who we are.
Yeah, I mean, some are there with good intentions, but keep in mind everyone is still searching, and sometimes they just have the wrong information. So just consider it a hint and do your due diligence to verify that information as well.
So thank you for that information.
Can I ask you a question, Miss Denise? Is it that you can go back to you specialize in, was that the bureau? Which one is that? The Freedmen's.
Freedmen's Bureau, yeah.
You can go and probably check it with that one.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Because those are actual records in the Freedmen's Bureau, just like
Mhm.
cemetery records. The Freedmen's Bureau has um, uh, wills, probate records. They've got slave inventory records. There's a
Mhm.
whole slew of records that are out there. And I think
Mhm.
Grace had mentioned earlier, you can do a full text search now in Family Search. So even though something may not be indexed, you can still type that name and possibly find some records that are related to that individual that you're looking for.
And in on from my homepage, what I say when I start my research for a day, or so, I come out and I open up my homepage and I look at the new members who've just signed up or their new matches, and then I send them my reach out text message. But here's an example. This is the homepage, and every other day, 2 or 3 days, they have new. All of us have that new matches. So this person's some of them distant cousin. Here's a fourth cousin. I really focus on the fourth cousins, but I'll go with any of them. And what I do, like here's a Blair. Let's go to this person. I'll click on their name. They match me 10 Central and I'll look at where they're from, and they've been on in the last 2 6 days, and they sometimes give the story, I'm adopted or what have you. Then I decide if I want to go further with them. They have 44 people that they and then I do a shared match right here. And this is where the Pro Tools comes in. So the Pro Tools, this Kimma, me, um, she matches my daughter Bridget, 20 Centimorgans. And here's my daughter, she's 34. Remember, half of mine, and she matches my grandson. This is my daughter's son. This is young Moss, the line. But look at this. It has Kimmas on this side. This is what Pro Tool gives you. And she's 20. These are mines that are highest. And sometimes in here, you find big numbers over on the side, but this person is coming in. So they triangulate. Yeah. And you see who they match, and you can help them.
Find out about your genealogy.
You sure can. And you can help them find, if they don't know their people. So this person is 2 pages. So let's go to the other one. I'll look at them. And they match me 13, but they match this Kim 30 Central Morgans. And they come down. There's a 68. but sometimes there's some pretty large numbers. But that's an example of what Pro Tools, how it helps. It helps with your research. So I just wanted to share that with you.
Thank
So,
you.
so that's that. Those are some of the tools that we have, and you've all been very patient, and I appreciate you, spending the time. And I hope you glean some positive information from us and from this meeting. And I'm sure that's why we're helping each other. And I listen, and then we learn. And so when you learn, you teach. That's my goal.
We got
So,
a newcomer in here. Brother Lance just joined. He's on the late freight. I just got him in here though. Brother Lance, you gave him an email for this one. Yeah.
okay,
Thank you, God. Thank you. I am late. Apologize for that.
that's okay. You on time. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, where you're from, and what is your purpose for conducting some research, Brother Lance?
Yes, my name is Walter Lance Edwards. I'm from South Central. Now that we're dealing with reparations so much, everybody wants to do this genealogy, but they do other things, less to pay reparation. But set aside that for my own self, I would love to have that history for myself. My family is from Georgia, and that I did recently find out that I was on the William Edward plantation, my great great grandparents. So I wanted to know where that stemmed from because it looks like the Creek Indians are involved in that. Great Britain could be involved with that, based on what I found out through AI. Um, that Edward was related to King James and Queen Elizabeth. And then my great great grandmother is the daughter of a Creek chief. And I do have a DOS number. So I want to get clarity on that to know, where all that stemmed from. And then I have my father has about 39% of Nigerian. So yeah, I just wanted to know, put those things in place based on, my own self. For me and my kids, I have 5 daughters, let alone with reparation coming into play of trying to prove that you're a descendant from a newly freed slave. So that's what brought me into this. And I'm kind of like pressing it to really find out that so I can put this report I got together and really have that much more in there based on what I'm trying to do.
Okay, Lance, I got you, Eddie. Just 1 second. At this time, this is going to be the open microphone Sunday, and I would appreciate it if Eddie and Denise would co-host the and mediate the meeting from here, and I'll just sit back and um, be there and answer questions if needed. So, Eddie, you have the floor. Go
Hey,
ahead.
Lance, I'm directing my question to Lance. Can you hear me?
Sure, I just closed my mic. Sure.
Okay. Hey, Lance, you said your family are Creek Indian?
Yes.
My great grandfather was a chief of the Creek Nation in
Woo-hoo.
Oklahoma. His name was Chili McIntosh,
Okay.
and his father was William McIntosh. They came from Lord, Georgia, and they got a big history on them. But they was so my relatives are Creek Nation too.
Yeah, what disappointed me with that was now that, they call themselves the Red Creek and they call us the Black Creek.
Yeah,
That right
that's
there ruffled my feathers.
well, they do anything they can not to claim us. But I have an extensive tree on my side of the family for the Creek Nation. all the way back to Scotland. They originated out of Scotland. And when they came over to America, they came over and they fought against the Native Americans. And then, like everything else, they started marrying and having kids in that Native American
Right.
tribes and stuff. But my side on my mother's father's side, they're all Creek Nation natives. A lot of them got their card, and some of us didn't get them because my grandfather, he refused to go live on. My great grandfather refused to go live on the reservation. He stayed in East Texas,
All right.
up by Shreveport and Texarkana and stuff like that. So I just when I heard Creek, I said, "Oh man,
That got you going on.
yeah."
That's that bloodline.
So if you want any information on it, you can contact me.
Okay, I'll drop my information in there to you, so I can definitely find out something about that.
Yeah, because I even got the native names for my great grandparents and stuff.
Okay.
So in the chat, I'll put my email where you can contact me through email. And plus, I have, like Jerry said, I have a meeting the second and fourth Sunday of every month. I have a group that Jerry joins me with.
Okay.
Let's see, let me give you some info. I'm putting it in the chat. I'm putting it in the chat for everybody that want it. Just my number where you can get in touch with me.
Yeah, that'll be great.
And
Thank you, Eddie.
I do charge $5 for typing.
I got $5.
Well, mine should balance out. I have found your chili Macintosh in WikiTree, but there's very little information out there. So it would be really great if you could go out there and if this is your great grandfather.
Oh yeah, that's mine. That's my great grandfather.
And as you can see, there's no information out there about him. I think he was added by someone in our project team. I'm a project lead for the U.S. Black Heritage Project.
If they added, they related to me.
Yeah, yeah.
But the reason that you'll find a lot of information on them on the white side, but mind you, we're on the black side.
Yeah.
So they omitted us, and as I started researching, I started adding us to it. So once I get my tree up, if I put it up in WikiTree, then you'll notice about what my side looks like.
Yeah, yeah. And in this case, this particular profile was created because we have a current project going on for the 1880 census. They're going through all of the 1880 census and adding the profiles of all African Americans. So that's where they got chili. But that's all they have. So if you know any family stories or
his real name is Chillicothe. They call him Chili for short. His real name is William Chillicothe McIntosh.
Oh, okay, that's good to know. See, we can correct that.
Go ahead, Rich.
Yeah, just a question for Brother Lance here. What platform are you on to get your trees or your DNA? Are you on any platforms or anything like that?
No, I haven't even dug into it. But they talk about ancestry, and then they was talking about the other one. The African has more in it because of the Nigerian side, but I know that on the European side, it doesn't look like my family was raped on this plantation. So, but I still found Edward, Williams because of the property. So I just, I haven't tested any of them. At one point, I just kind of was in denial because I felt like, it would come more white than being black and real. But with an organization like this, seems like, this is where I need to be at, you know. So that's the only reason why I never really went. And I really start just really trying to figure this all out. I knew about the creek about three or 4 years ago, but then the more and more reparations started speaking up, I'm just like, let me get involved with that part of it.
Yeah, well, they can guide you on here you can they got a lot of sites that you don't have to pay, and you can start setting up a tree with the little information you got. And two, even as doing your DNA too, that'll be an advanced one on you for that one. So it's ways you can find a lot of information here, brother. I am the only non-genealogist genealogist on here, so you amongst the best here, brother.
Yeah, I just want to know how to get that started. What's that process? I mean, you a lot of times you can go try to figure out certain things, but if somebody can get you right there to it, I mean, that's where I'm kind of like at right now. I need that support. What does that process look like?
Which one of you genealogists want to give this man a hand? Don't speak at one time, you guys.
We're all in here together.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Zoom.
Yeah. Just reach out to any of us, I guess. Yeah.
Sounds good.
I'll volunteer, Lance. You're on this meeting, and I feel a responsibility to help you from where you're at. From where you're at, we'll get you where you want to go.
Okay.
And Lance, I'll put you in my on my calendar, and it'll automatically send you out a link to my meeting if you want it.
Okay.
And for anybody else that want me to send a link to them for my meetings, just put your email in the chat.
Yeah, put it in there, Eddie. Yeah, let's get them. The more the merrier. How about that, Dewar? Clarice?
I'm about to do mine now.
Look at Denise. Okay, co-host, it's your show. Denise,
Yeah, that was just thrown on us at the last minute, I think. Eddie and I both raised our eyebrows. But if anyone has any other questions or any concerns, any burning issues, we can entertain those right now. While you're thinking about that, I do want to ask Eddie more about his Shreveport connection.
I'm listening.
Yeah, I want to ask you about your Shreveport connection. You mentioned you had some Adams out of Shreveport.
My Adams started spread from East Texas, where my family is originated from, up into Shreveport.
Okay.
The different branches.
Okay.
They're from one of my relatives, which was a Moss. And because there's several branches of Mosses. So one of my branches, they married into the Adams family, and the Adams family was down in East Texas, which is Jefferson. Okay. I keep saying East Texas, but all that area down there was pretty heavy with relatives. But my family basically is from Jefferson, Texas.
Okay.
And so they went up into Shreveport. I have quite a few people living in Shreveport, and then all down through Louisiana and that area over there.
Yeah.
But the Adams, I do have some that I gotta go back and look at my tree and give you some definite names if you want some definite names.
Yeah, when I come to your meeting, I just threw myself out there. For your next meeting, when I come to that, maybe we can chat about that a little bit.
Okay, I am going to send, let's see, is this your email, REGI? Who's that?
That's me, Reggie Romaine, 1619. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm Jarrett DH at AOL.com.
Okay. Okay,
I'm sneezing again.
I can't hardly see. I
Yeah.
forgot my glasses, so yeah, I have to
I'll put
bear
it back
with
in. Tanisha Ann at Yahoo. Look, I got that in.
Mm-hmm.
me.
Look at all these people want to know what's going on. We love this. We love this. And on Fridays too. That's an awesome one too. If you guys want to come to that one, and you can come late on that one because it's from 4 o'clock to like 11:30 at night. But
Oh, that's too long.
Oh, you talking
no,
about the
I'm on
Freedmen
there.
Bureau?
Not for me. Yes, yes.
I know what
That
you mean.
one's nice.
Listen,
That
there's
one's
some good
nice.
meeting you don't want it to end. So yeah, I'll be on. I like them kind of calls.
Man, there's so much information on there. It's so much information. Oh man,
Yeah.
That's
I
how my
like it.
Saturday nights be. Saturday nights I'll be online from 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock. You know, New March from Empress Chi, we be on there late. We be like 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning daytime. That's my Saturday. So yeah, put me on for
Yeah.
Friday night. I ain't gonna do.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it. Freedmen Bureau Friday. We have fun. And once we finish going through Freedmen Bureau, the second half, we talk about just about anything. DNA, um, any other genealogical issues, what's happening in the world today and how that's impacting the storage of records has been the latest big discussion because, all these federal programs are being dropped. The Smithsonian has been told to stop doing certain things and to drop certain things. Um, so we have discussions, just genealogical discussions. Um, where can those records be maintained now? Can the universities maintain those records?
Well,
Things
wasn't
like
that
that. So
didn't the universities have them until they got them from the museum, and they took them from the university to put them into the museum.
yeah, well, and therein lies the problem because with this latest thing that your president has done with
My
DEI.
who? I don't know him.
The latest thing that has happened with that in relation to DEI, they've forced the Smithsonian to remove some of the people of color from their website. So, you've got a lot of African Americans that were prominent in the military. They've been asked to pull them off of the websites and things of that nature in the name of DEI. I can't figure it out. It doesn't make any sense to me, but so things like that, we're just scrambling, trying to maintain as much of that information as we can in different places.
I
So
have a couple of relatives names are in there, got displays in there.
you may want to go back and check and see if they're still there.
Oh, they're still there. One of them was an athlete. He won a bronze medal in the '64 Olympics.
Okay.
And then I had a cousin that, when Oprah first came onto the air, she had in her studio, she had a chair. Her very first chair she sat on the stage. My cousin designed it and built it for her. And it's
Oh, cool.
now it's in the museum.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have some connection there.
Yeah. Yeah. And those are, I'm gonna do my WikiTree plug again. Those are the notables that we want identified in WikiTree as well.
Well, my cousin's name was John Rambo for athletics.
Yeah. Any relation to the Rambos out of Louisiana?
Yes, ma'am.
Caddo Parish?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. They're part of the same family. They're cousins
Yeah.
of my cousins.
Those are they married into the McIntosh family.
Okay. Yep.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yep.
That's me.
Yeah, I think I'm connected to everybody black in Caddo Parish. Some way. Yeah, some way, somehow.
See.
Listen, did you say you had to tell me in Alabama too?
My mother's side is from Alabama, yes. Northwest Alabama.
What's it called?
Huntsville. Have you heard of Huntsville or Russellville, Alabama?
No, we're from Sylacauga. It's a very, very tiny spot that nobody know about either. Okay.
Yeah, There's a lot of those small towns in Alabama.
Russellville, Alabama. That's where my ancestors were enslaved. Russellville, Alabama.
And that's probably where that Moss connection comes from, because that's that side of that family. They lived in Russellville. Some of them were in Huntsville. Some of them were in Colbert County, Shelbyville.
Those are the ones that I have the information from my Caucasian, two of them, my
Okay.
Caucasian DNA cousins, and they have verifiable records, DNA matches to them and
Mm-hmm.
my cousins and me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Russellville.
Yeah.
Okay, what I did, I put the link to my meeting in the chat.
You'll learn
Okay.
a lot. You'll learn a lot in those meetings. They're dynamic.
I charge $5. No, I'm just kidding. But that's the link. Now we meet, like I said, we meet next Sunday. So copy the link and just click on it till you automatically gets in.
I don't see a link. The last thing I see is Walter Edwards, 5053.
Okay, here we go. There you go.
Okay, there we are. Yeah. Cool. And what day is that?
Next Sunday, the 13th.
Okay.
What is it? Wherever next Sunday is. And I meet at 4:00 Central Time. It's
Okay.
4:00 Central Time, meaning that since I'm in Kansas City, Central Time. For whoever on the West Coast is 2:00. Whoever's on the East Coast is 5:00.
Yep.
So. Oh, okay.
Cool.
So copy that one. Now we got some crazy people in there, you know. I just sit back and I listen to them. But all right.
We all got some of those.
So anybody have questions for me? No, I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nothing else? Anything
nothing
else?
else? Denise, you make sure you copy that and link in when you can.
I will.
Yeah. Jerry's
Yeah.
on there too. He always gets on there with his little cap and stuff. But
Can you send out email busts or reminders? Because I be zoomed out and so much other stuff too, y'all. I don't
okay,
want to. I'm
what
gonna try to write it down.
did you give me your email address?
I did.
Yeah.
I've got bi-weekly meetings throughout the
Tanisha
week.
Ann at Yahoo.
Yeah, I don't want to miss it, y'all.
Who's that? I have
Tanisha Ann at Yahoo.
Yes.
Jerry will give it to me again, won't you, Jerry?
Here, I put a little emoji on it. You see it now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Okay, yeah. So now I know yours is bi-weekly or every week, and Mr.
Every
Moss,
2 weeks.
every 2 weeks. And Mr. Moss, yours is bi-weekly too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Every
Well,
Sunday, only on Sundays.
No,
only on Sundays.
Here's how you can understand. We're brothers from another mother, and we're cousins. First friends that you have as cousins. That's the first ones you can go to their house and see them. You're your cousins. But my meetings are on the first and third Sundays of each month. Eddie's meetings are on the second and the fourth Sundays of each month, the same time. Same time. Mine's are the first and third Sundays. His are on the second and fourth.
Is that Tanisha V?
It's Tanisha Ann. Teny.
Yeah, I just share one A. Tanisha Ian at Yahoo.
Your N looks like your Y looks like a
I'm
V.
sorry.
Say Lance. Hey, brother Lance. Got a question for you.
Go ahead.
Hey, will the stock market go down tomorrow?
Well, anything's possible, you know. Was that a hypothetically?
Oh, that's a direct question. Do you think it'll
Yeah, for sure. We can.
anybody else?
Honestly speaking, I believe so. I've been telling people from like 2 months ago, because I lead other meetings. I used to deal with, I used to be a Panther, but I deal with Tom Rads that watch stuff, deal with rescue, hurricane rescue. One of my team people fly out the airplanes to be rescuing. So he's always calling me, telling me what to be prepared for. They're telling us that there's going to be a cyber, alert that they're going to be crashing down. The internet's going to be crashing down. That can happen in a flash. People, they can everything can just happen in a flash. So Zelle is gone now. They got rid of Zelle as of yesterday. So a lot of stuff is starting to get taken
They
away.
said
So
that was Zale.
people, yeah, just a lot of stuff. So whatever it is, just get whatever your information is, put it on a USB drive. Just get your documents printed out, just in case. We're just trying to just be prepared, just in case that kind of stuff does happen.
I would say with the new tariff thing that he's doing right now, that's really gonna affect a lot the tariffs that's going on. So
yeah, everybody hate us now.
Yeah.
We have everybody hate us right now. I wasn't
Yesterday
aware
was a
about
big
the yesterday.
yesterday was a big protest. Even going to work, I saw them hanging out. Man, I ain't never seen these crackers out here hanging out in Temecula, man, for the Democrats because it's a
Where was the
Republican town.
police at?
Let
Where
me
the
land my
police
plane.
at?
Let me land my plane. Right here in Temecula, there is a lot of Democrats, and usually this is a Republican town. And they was talking about hands off about the immigrants. And I'm like, forget the immigrants. I'm talking about reparations. You know what I'm saying? They getting all our money, but yeah, they out there about the immigration too. He's trying to send them back. So they worried about the ones who doing this labor right now, but they don't understand. We the one who did this free labor many, many, many moons ago, and they still owe us. I yield back. Black Power.
Shame. I
Yeah,
was just concerned, so I didn't see a police stopping them. There was our black people out there. It would have been military, swamps of police. I seen there in Hawaii. I mean, the whole world did this. This was organized that they did underneath the scene. No one knew they were going to do this. They did it very organized. They hit almost every state. I didn't see them in County, but from Oakland, San Francisco, everywhere you went, and you look on the news, all these areas. And I don't see no one got arrested. If that was one of us, it would have been a problem. We just go out there and do that. It's Bogarting streets, all that stuff they were doing. Nothing happened.
Welcome to the United States. That's not what it is. That's why a lot of people told the blacks not to go because that's what they was waiting for, the blacks to go out there and protest. So they can do that, bring in the military.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I didn't see not one. I didn't see not one black out there. Actually, it was one. I passed by about 12 o'clock and I had to be to work. I was running a little late. A customer of mine that came in at 3:30, 3 o'clock, he stopped and he was like, "What's going on?" He was the only one in the whole crowd. But he came to the shop and got his hair cut and showed me the video. They was like, the little old white lady was like, "What you doing here?"
Right. What are you doing here? But on the news, I saw a few peppers sprinkled in. One many, probably about two on this one, two on another video, and no more. Not our fight. That's the LGBT, George Soros, all that stuff.
Yeah, it wasn't our fight. We tried to tell them prior to all that stuff not to do it, that we wasn't going to help them.
It's a shame that MLK was assassinated on the 31st. Was it the 31st? No, on the couple of days ago. And in 1965, we the one who opened up for all the immigrants other than whites that we opened it up for. And they don't even give him no type of acknowledgement. They just come in here doing a thing. But I think that I don't agree with Trump too much, but I think he need to stop this here in California because they coming through this Mexican border and they bringing this fentanyl and they bringing this dope over here and all this stuff right there. So I'm kind of for the immigrants to stop coming over here, especially they getting our reparations money too. So
they're not telling the Chinese is bringing that stuff to the southern border.
Them too,
Chinese
absolutely.
is doing it more than the Mexicans.
Well, yeah, I forget you're right. Asians too, absolutely, Asians too. Yeah, they coming on the water though. If you look at them, they jumping out the boats here in California on the coast. A lot of them is, and that's how they coming here off the coast here. They are coming through Mexico as well, but they taking these boats and they jumping off, and they bringing a lot of these illegal stuff over here. Yeah.
Let me see if I'm trying to send the emails out to the link.
Oh man, let me just say this real quick to you guys, you genealogists on this panel, man. We appreciate y'all. Keep doing what y'all doing. I mean, this is very, very important for us as ADOS, African Americans, whatever you call us, blacks, niggas, Negroes, whatever you want to call us. We need to know our identity first of all, man. That's a blessing. And not just that, we have to know our family members too. So salute to y'all, man. Keep doing what you're doing. And Double R gonna be in the car with y'all all the time. So I appreciate it. I'm gonna bring as many as I can. I yield.
I
All
say,
right.
thank Reggie for connecting me back to the group, the Blah in the Car.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Go ahead, Lance. Did you have something to say, Lance?
No, I think he was just clapping from Double R's comment. Grace, you have any final words?
Just keep researching. You know, you'll find them, but you know, it may take a while, but you'll find them.
Thank you. How about you, Clarice?
It's all good. Just listening. It's all good. It's yeah. I'm ignited again, especially on looking into this land for my son. Yeah, I'm gonna make head speed on that because he deserves whatever it is. We'll find
Awesome.
out all those lies.
Awesome. Awesome.
Shout out to First Lady Radio. Salute, Queen. Salute.
I salute to you as well.
First Lady of Radio.
All right, Jerry, I think we're going to yield it back to you, sir.
Great job co-hosting. Do you have all your information, champ?
Yeah, I do have.
Okay.
Plus that link I put that link in the chat. So if y'all copied it, if you don't, I put my number and my email in there also that you can actually call me. Now I'm retired, so you can hit me anytime.
Yeah, I have a motion for the MVP that it be Grace for helping.
Look, I second that motion.
Yeah,
Drove this
second,
bus,
third.
brother.
She's riding the bus. She done turned the
No,
bus.
she drove it for you.
I say.
Oh, and two, if anybody can share the information about the Freedmen Bureau's Fridays, I think that that's something else that on Fridays, if anybody ain't doing nothing, they can jump in on there from 4 to, like I say, 11:30 or whatever. That's some good information too. I yield. Black Power.
Yeah, I've got everybody's email, so I'll send them the link. What we want you to do is register. And then once you register, you will receive a link to the actual meeting. And that's to prevent anyone getting into that meeting that hasn't been invited.
That's good. Well, if the Lord wills, we'll see each other next Sunday at on this format at Eddie's meeting next Sunday. It's all good.
Yep.
It's all God. Peace.
All right.
Peace.
Bye,
Peace
everyone.
and reparations.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Nice one.
Reggie, you haven't left yet. Reggie,
Thank you.
Marvell should be back on Monday. But
Okay.
we do need you to come back on either maybe Monday or Tuesday and give us that update on what's the Bill Saley, whatever his name is, because we found out, yeah, he did get another position. And so we would need to know an update on what's going on with that bill.
Absolutely.
You can do that. Thank you.
Absolutely. I'll be there. I'll be there Monday.
All right.
All right.
Jerry, I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
When are we going to do a one-on-one so we can go over our cousins that we met?
The first chance. Do you have my email? When are you available?
I'm retired. I'm available anytime.
Okay, let's do it tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Your time is my time.
Okay, but you're in California, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what time is good for you?
Let's say 9 o'clock.
Okay.
That's 12 your time, right?
Yeah.
And you can join the meeting. I set one up, and anybody else who wants to come in, it'll be at 9 o'clock tomorrow.
Well, let me give you my email address then.
Okay, go ahead. Put it in the.
I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go one-on-one. I'll gladly do that with you.
Okay.
That would be nice, but I'm committed to the Sacramento radio station from 9 o'clock to 11, Monday through Friday in the mornings. Radio, we hold that radio station down.
So, which one is it that you're listening to?
The one that we're on?
Yeah, the one that you're on between 9 and 11. Which radio station?
Go ahead, Radio.
Pardon me? Which one is it?
I was gonna let Lady Radio explain it to you. She can explain it to you.
Okay.
She's the host of the show.
Who is?
Clarice.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Now, when is Eddie's Zoom meeting?
It's the same time as mine on the second and fourth Sundays. Same time,
Oh, okay.
2 o'clock West Coast time.
The second and
Fourth.
Sunday. Okay. Okay, I got it.
Now let me see. Where's the chat? Let me see. What do I got to get here? Whose address do I have to get?
Mine is MEIKDA at
Did
Gmail.
did you
I
put it
think
in?
it's,
Did you put it in the chat?
I did. It's the last one in there.
Let me see right quick. I don't see it. It didn't show up yet.
It should be. It's Oh, you know what? I didn't hit send. That's why.
Okay.
There it is. I thought I sent send, but okay, there it is.
I have it there, and I'm going to give you my. I'm going to give you my phone number. So I'm gonna put it in there
Okay.
so we can have that. Yeah, you match a lot of those cousins of mine, boy. So let me get this chat. Francis and all of them. Yeah. So do you see my number? Yeah,
I don't
Tanisha,
see
that's
it
for
yet.
that's for you too, Tanisha. My number, it's in the chat.
No, I don't see it yet. Okay, I don't see it. Did you hit send?
Not yet. It ain't came in yet.
No, I don't see it yet.
Try again, Mr. Moss.
Let me see.
I got Grace's email came in. Unless you send it to my email. 'Cause I just got what's his name's Zoom calendar. Edwards, I think his name is.
Eddie's.
Yeah, Eddie's Zoom calendar just came to my email.
I push send. Well, let me just give it to you. Oh, that's Eddie's, and mine's to. Oh, mine nothing with the Eddie. Oh, I know I did. I went to Eddie's. Let me do it to everyone's. To everyone. Now let's see if it went through. You see it now?
Um,
One number?
Yep.
yeah, okay, I see it. Okay, let me copy that down.
Let me copy it. And
And,
then
and Grace, what did you get? What did you send me your? Let me see, Grace, you sent me your. You sent me your email.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I got that. Do, do you want to put your number in, or you just
Oh,
want to
yeah,
wait?
I'll put my number in. Okay, where is it?
I just text you.
Okay, I see that too.
I got you locked in. I just text you.
674.
I don't know what number I text you from. A 678 number came in. A
Okay,
628 number came in from me.
okay. This was very, very therapeutic today. Clarice, thank you. Tanisha and Grace. Oh, this was awesome.
It was very good.
What we do,
I'm getting my verification from Jet Match coming in soon. Yay.
yeah, that exercise was really good to go down to the details and make the adjustments. See, you can, it's a powerful tool, that Jeb match. And you know what, I matched Michelle, Grace, and Denise.
It's going to take about a day or so for you to actually see your matches once you uploaded your DNA to Jet Match.
Yeah, because of the number and the processing.
With the processing.
Well, Clarice, make sure we get together on this on the with your son on the different information we shared about
Certainly will. I certainly will. I can't wait to call him and tell him.
and
We're gonna look into this.
I'll show him these records too. We'll do
Okay, okay. Yeah, I'll get him on whenever contact. I have him with me here and pull up whatever we have. Yeah,
and
that's wonderful.
oh yes, Tanisha, your auntie, she really has some good information for us.
Yeah, she did. And honestly, she's been trying to contact me on Facebook. Every time I contact her back, it's like a fake fraudulent person. So I didn't know it was her. But she left her phone number like I want to say 2 months ago, and I finally clicked on that number and it was her. And I haven't seen her since I was probably about 13 years old or probably 15, I don't know. But I haven't talked to her, and I'm just glad she answered the phone. Like that was the universe had her pick up,
Yeah, that
and
was the
that was
grace of God that did that. And so
great.
let's keep that connection.
Yeah, I will.
Keep
Because
that connection.
she's gonna research some stuff when she goes to Houston to get back at me. She's been telling me before how all this information. She gave it to my brother that died. He was doing all that stuff, and then and I didn't want to deal with it since he passed away. That's why I was crying with you that time. And I finally I told her I have energy now. I feel better. I can do it. I feel I have the courage to move forward with it.
And whether they possess the land now is one thing. It's the fact that they did, and it's a story. It's history that you can share, and that's invaluable to share the story. And just by us, you were on, and you got to talk to your auntie, and I shared some information with her, and she shared some
Uh,
information with us. That's what this whole format is about.
I thank you. I'm very honored. That's
Yeah,
why
we
I remember last time I got to stick with Jerry.
yeah reconstructing our family through DNA and a lot of love, and that goes a long ways. That you can't overcome that. So I yield black. It's all good. It's all God.
All righty.
Ashe. Amen to that.
All righty. Good night.
Blessed evening to all.
Yes,
Okay.
indeed. Peace and blessings. And Mr. McIntyre, just Moss, I will text you my JED ID, whatever my JED kit number. I'm
Oh,
still waiting for him to send it to me. I
that's gonna
think
be
my computer is running slow today, but it's okay.
that's so cool. That's gonna be awesome.
Yes.
We're gonna have some fun with that jet match.
Yeah, I'm trying to connect it now, telling me to choose that account. I'm doing all that stuff and verified already, just waiting
And
for my little kit to
and,
come to
and,
me.
and remember now, you're West Coast. We're gonna need you with the reparations.
Right.
You have to start talking about telling your family members that we're connected and we're sharing information that they have to qualify, and we're going to help them
Mm-hmm.
find out their lineage.
It's really funny you
Also,
just said that
pardon me?
because it's funny you mentioned that because I had literally went to an earthquake backpack preparedness thing, and the woman in my community that hosted that, she has gotten up a whole bunch of historical facts and artifacts and things like that from everybody who was placed in Marin City when they just placed us here. They thought this was swampland. They threw us all the black people here in Marin County, thought this was swampland, couldn't find us $1 million property. And that's why it's only a little bit of black people here in this area. But she did a lot of research for the Panthers and everybody was here, Marin ship, way from whatever. And so she has my son now going to be acting out this place. She made a historical bus on it. Got like in our shopping centers, all of our ancestors that lived here is on like the street signs, banners, and bus stops and stuff. And she did a family cookbook lineage of who lived here back in the days, a cookbook out. And so I told her, since she has that going on and has this historical museum that came from just this small town that she's doing, it's why won't she go farther and get everyone to have knowledge to get the ancestral DNA kits and research, them to do that. You know what I'm saying? She can get this stuff done, and if you can get the county to give us these free backpacks for $100, you can get the county to probably sponsor or whoever your nonprofit is to do these kits, and then once they get that part, and then maybe you and her can link up and do like whoever they can do our own different kind of sessions or whatever how it will start. Maybe I can be proficient enough and can teach people, but I don't know how it worked, but I know that we got these given to us. These earthquake backpacks with food in here, but I this thing for free. You know what I mean? It costs like $300 and some dollars anywhere else. So why not get the county to do the same thing? So I
Well,
reached out to her and she was like, "Oh, okay."
here's what I suggest that you do. From an idea, becomes a reality when you take action. That being
Mm-hmm.
said, you have the idea and put it on paper,
I
and
was gonna
then
take it to the library. The library
and
across the
then
street from my house.
yeah,
The library would do it.
well, put it on paper, and then
Mm-hmm.
I'll work with you when you make
Okay.
the presentation to her, whether they
Right.
get kits or not. We just want the format. We want to be a part
Exactly.
of that group. And and
Exactly.
and you're an ambassador of our group. So when you talk to them, let her know that you're a member of our genealogy group. And then
Yes.
connect with her so that we can share the information that we have with her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Absolutely. That works very well.
All right.
Sounds good. You get you some rest now, Mr. Jerry.
And this is California. This is Cali time.
I know it's beautiful out. That's how I told my son, get outside, go on out there and get some fresh air, ride your bike. I got dinner and stuff going and I'm doing some computer work. Go and get some fresh air because this is spring break. So I got plans to do a little museum stuff. I'm going to take myself to the gym and I got plans to do some things since it's spring break. I like
Well,
the spring break.
well,
Yeah.
I'm thankful that you are, you've been comforted, you've overcame. Then the last time we talked, it was the God's angels that came to your family, and now you're overcoming and you're ready to redirect and reconstruct. And so it's a
Yes, I'm ready.
blessing to be there with you.
Thank you so much. That God brought me to you. Yes, I swear. He don't give us too much we can't bear. You know what I mean? Some for us go on a road and we eventually get to the right road. And that's the path I'm on. I feel like they're guiding my light up there. Like, I pray to God too, you know what I mean? But I also pray to my ancestors, my grandpa's aunties that's up there and ask them to keep on guiding my life. I feel they're working with God, you know what I mean? God, you know what I'm saying? They're working with
Yes, I
God with
do.
me.
I do. So, again, this is the harvest from our last conversation, and let's act on this immediately. Is that good?
Got you.
All right.
Yes, I can't wait. And I'm
Thank
about
you.
to just go ahead and I'll send you information once I get this kit number and therefore. And I'm so happy that I got these Pro Tools. I'm going to go ahead and sign up for Pro Tools again and pay. So I did it the last time you did it, but I didn't move forward with it because True Bay just stopped sending me the links to your group when me and her fell out. Just being truthful with you. So that's probably how we lost contact. But I'm
Well,
back now and I'm
good
going to
bit.
sign up again.
Yeah, you have a
And
direct link. You get a direct link to the whole genealogy group.
yeah, so I got it. And oh, that's the one I need to go download the app that you guys it's upstairs written down. So I can go download that onto my phone so I can stay in the loop with you guys.
Which one are you talking about?
It's upstairs. You written it down, you said you guys use it kind of not like a WhatsApp. WhatsApp I have to download some. Was that Jed Match only you're speaking of?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
something else that you said how you guys interact with each other. I wrote it down upstairs. You told me to download.
Uh,
Let me go and grab it to make sure I have it. Okay, I'm in Jet Match now. Hee hee. Um, I don't know how to get my kit number yet, but I'm in here now finally. Oh, is that it? Is that my
it,
number? I think that was
is
my
it
number.
is there I get does it have your name? Does it say welcome? Do you have a homepage?
Yep, I just got that. Yes. My computer's been running a little slow today, but I got it going. Here we go. May we help you? GD matches. No. Import family search. Hi, it's Misha Adams. Hi. My dashboard. Let me go to my dashboard. And maybe I'll get the kit number there. Oh, there it goes. User profile number. I got it.
Is it a kit number?
I have a user profile number.
Yes, it just say kit number down. It says
Oh, let me
kit.
go down some more. Click to upload your DNA data. Okay, no. Learn more. Upgrade your membership. So I got to upgrade a membership.
No.
Okay, no.
Have you,
Uh,
have you uploaded your raw DNA already, right?
it's showing me this.
And, okay. There's see that number right there. Is there? No, that's not a number. Go to the homepage.
Okay. I went to dashboard. Oh shoot, this phone's gonna die. Let me put it right here.
This will take some time, but like once you get it, get back with me and we'll follow up. Right?
Sounds good. Okay. Thank you. Let me go ahead and just start filling it all out. They ask me information and stuff. At least I'm in here now. I'm happy.
Okay,
I'm in
take it.
here. So we'll move forward. I'll try to come in on Monday if it's not too late on the Zoom with you and the lady. But I know we'll be on a radio session at 9:11. But right now, we haven't been like really working out like that. Just me and Miss Clarice is by ourselves. So we can have time to come in and do other stuff too.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Enjoy your evening.
Bye-bye. Good evening. Goodbye.
Tracy. I'd say that that was a productive meeting. Family meeting. Family discussion. Pray for the country, pray for our family. Take action. It's all good. It's all